Good meridian. Hope everyone's having a good day today, whether that is AM or PM for you. Your meridian is going well. Give me a moment here to adjust my microphone. All right. Let us see. What are we going to be talking about today? Lots of things, I do believe. Maybe we'll start over here with the Rock 808 account. I guess I'll put a big, fat, good meridian here in chat as well, and welcome everyone to the chat room today. All right, so top of the news, we do have some DeFi Kingdom specific things that we want to discuss today for sure, but there's a lot going on in the market right now. Do we want to take a look at that? Bitcoin at 16,150. Look at this drop off in just the last few minutes. So this is the daily chart right here. The daily chart from 18.6 down to 16.3 or 16.1 right now. If we zoom in on just these last couple of minutes here, oh my goodness. I mean, it's 16.1 right now. This isn't the best chart to look at for up to the minute price watch, but man, we're dumping hard. This is Bitcoin. We had news, it's not necessarily there. We had news over here. Binance is highly unlikely to go through with its proposed rescue of FTX after glancing at the books, according to a person familiar with the matter. Looked at this morning. Nobel back in the house. How was my lunch? My lunch went well. Able to get a little bit of relaxation in. But I was watching the charts today over lunch, mostly. I was watching a couple of people on either Twitch and or YouTube about what's going on in the market. And oh my goodness, is it a bloodbath, right? Bitcoin all the way down here at $16,026. We're just about to break under the 16,000 mark. That's pretty crazy. It looks like we might have even hit it right there. I wonder if I can zoom in a lot on that. Man, we are right there, aren't we? Mystical Meows, welcome on in. How are you doing? We almost broke below 1600 just now, just in the last minute. Do y'all think we're going to get down to 1500? Where would we need to look? What would it look like to get down below 1500? Crypto is dead once again, Bravo Slab said. Yes, crypto is dead. bail out of everything immediately. Dump it all. It's going to zero. Bitcoin is dumping to zero today, guys. So let me, y'all see my mouse right in here, right? So let me just draw a little, let me put this little mark right here on 15,000. So where we've got this little mark right there is at 15,000. We have not been there since way over here. What day is this? Somewhere right around November the 7th of 2020. We have not been this low. But if you look at this, we are so close. If you look at the far right hand side of the screen over here, the chart, 1500 is right there. So you're talking millimeters, at least on my screen, up from where we're at right here. It could get, I mean, we could see 1500. I guess technically we could see 1500 very, very soon. If we look at the last 7-day chart, we've gone from up over here, 21,000 to now down at 1,600 or 16,000, I'm sorry, in just a matter of like 4 days. And most of that is just in a matter of 2 days, from really November the 7th, I guess. That's when we started to see some major sell-offs there. Do you expect 15K support? Bravos Lab says, no. I don't expect it to hold at 15,000. If we're gonna get down to, so let's zoom in on this a little bit more. So here's way back when we had other, so here's support over here. Support is at 10,000. Mystical Meow says, I will buy some Bitcoin if it goes to 10,000. Yeah, there's some support at 10,000. There's a little bit of support, I guess, at 12,000. We see this high right over here. In fact, let's just zoom in on this from ages ago. So over here, this is ages ago, back in 2019, 2020, right? That's what we're zooming in on right here, 2019 and 2020. So up here, we saw 12,500 at that peak. We saw 11,800 at this peak. Over here, we've got 13,000. So there's a little bit of what I would say, probably some support right around here in 12,000. And then if we move our mouse down to here, this is another peak right there at 10,500, another peak at 10,200, over here again at 9,900, here at 10,100. So I think that we've got probably some pretty good levels right here at 10,000. I think 12,000 also has some good support right there at 12,000. But when you look at that, as far as like, do I think there's support at 15? No. If we get, so here is the past history, here's 15 right here, and there's nothing from 15 down to 12. At least looking at the technical analysis. I'm not a really big believer of technical analysis for a lot of things. I do think that there's a lot of coincidence and maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? When you cause your own reality, I forget the term that I'm looking for that. Self-fulfilled prophecy is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so there's a lot of self-fulfilled prophecy with technical analysis and with, whether it's with crypto or with stocks or all that kind of stuff. If a lot of people are reading the charts and they're using the charts to make their own analysis, then you have huge groups of people that are making plays in the market, whether it's stocks or crypto, based on what those charts show or what those charts seem to show. And so they're really creating a self-fulfilling prophecy from that, right? And then of course that strengthens the next generation or the next time that people look at that and they say, oh, well, this happened, 9 times out of 10 because people made it happen 9 times out of 10. And so now it's happened 9 times out of 10, and that's likely, so they play it as if that's going to happen again, and they make that kind of thing happen again. And of course, it doesn't happen exactly like that because different people are looking at different charts and looking at different levels, and there's a lot of other things that really come into play with it. There's fundamentals of different things, different projects have different stuff going on. You've got market manipulation, and those market manipulators are, doing things based on whatever it is they're trying to do. But we can still look at it because, like I said, in self-fulfilling prophecy, the prophecy is still fulfilled, even if it's self-fulfilling. Let's see. Nobel says, there is a bit of support at 13 to 14K range. Man, is there? Maybe this, if you want to call that 13 right there, possibly. But I think it's really down here at 12,000. Right here. This peak, this peak, this peak right here, all at 12. Oh, on the monthly chart? Oh, on the monthly chart. So if we look at monthlies, and we look at 1 day, for example, that's something I don't particularly like about Dex Screener. Dex Screener just seems to not, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it doesn't seem to go back very far in history. So I'm still having to go back and use, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. Still got to go back and use something like CoinMarketCap or something like that. I don't have as much control over that. These charts. Use TradingView. Maybe that would be something to look at. So let's look at the monthly charts, maybe. And we're looking at Apple right now. So we really need to switch to let's see, what are we looking at here? Monthly. And where do we have our, oh, do we need all? Is that what we really need? But then we need like the monthly view of it. Oh, that's the market cap also. You're right. BTC, let's see, Bitcoin futures, that's not really what we want. Bitcoin USD, there we go. So something around 13, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, there could be some support at 13. Let's see, Nobel says, but yeah, 10K is a huge support range. It's literally free fall from now until 10K, if not lower. I mean, I don't think lower than 10K. It's possible. I guess it's possible. But at 10K, I'm putting all in. I'm selling the house at 10K. Imagine BTC dumps to 8 or 5K again. 8K, 5K, 5K. Wow. Well, I mean, it is possible. It is possible, but like I said, 10K, I'm all in. Actually, I'll rephrase that or restate that or change my mind. 10K, I'm 75% in, and if it gets down to 8K, I'll put another 50% of what I have left, and if it gets down to the next 5K, or if it gets down to 5K, I'll put in the last of it. Maybe that's something. So if it gets down to 10K, 75%, everything I have is going in. And then if it gets down to if it gets down to 7 or 8K, put in another 12%, or the second to last 12%, and then it gets down to 5K, I'll put in the last 12%. That would be a big hit, Nobel. That would be. Sir Mir, how are you doing, Sir Mir? Hello, this is Sir Mir. Welcome to the chat. Bravo says, yeah, of course, like if Ukraine conflict escalates and stuff, yeah. Well, I mean, we expect the global market to start doing a whole lot worse as well. There would be big buy volume at 10K. Yeah, I suspect that so many people would be putting in at 10K. I wouldn't really see it going below that for sure. I mean, it is possible. But I wouldn't want to miss that bottom. I think that would be crazy. I think I would be looking to put in, if it gets down to man, if it gets down to 15K, really. Which is looking really close, isn't it? Let's go ahead and take a look over here. Zoom in on this. The 1 minute chart. Oh man, we are skirting the bottom on this 1 minute chart. Right there at, oh man, it did. It got below, it touched down below 16,000 right there. It did. It dropped twice. We're going down lower for sure then. We already breached 16,000. 10 minutes ago, and again right here at 3 minutes ago. We're going down. We're going down. Let's see here. Should we invest at 10K, man? What if the war actually starts in a month or two? Should we invest at 10K? What if the war starts? I'm not sure what you're implying there, Bravo Sab. You're saying that we might not want to invest our money if the war starts, because then we want it for something else, or we think it's going to go down even more, or we wouldn't want to lock it into cryptocurrency. Is that what you're trying to get at? Oh, there we go. It's lower. Right there. Lower lows right now. 15,979. And you're saying, Bravos, you're saying we might not want to look at that even at 10K because it's going to go down way more. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that what's going on in crypto right now is going to bring Bitcoin down to 10K. I think that to get Bitcoin down to 10K, we're going to have more things pile on here. But the more things could be somewhat related to this. I mean, there could be a lot of other projects that fail because of leverage and all kinds of stuff. And there could be a bunch of, you know, long plays that get wiped out. And that could really cause a more spiraling effect downward. But I don't think that this FTX Solana thing is going to bring us down to 10K on its own. We're going to have to see more stuff happen because of this, which could be Ukraine and all that other kind of thing as well. There could be other housing market crashes. There could be other stuff with normal stock markets. Nobel says, I just DC every month to bet. That's a good plan, Nobel. That is indeed a good plan. Just a little bit more every month. And then before you know it, you're buying at 10K and 8K and 5K all the way down. Rusted Trust, oh hello, how are you doing? Hey Rusted Trust, we're looking at the market crumble today. I mean, massive crumble in the market. We zoom in here on the last little bit of time, the last 7-day chart for Bitcoin. It's a bloodbath out there. Over my lunch break, I was listening to a lot of other people that chart cryptocurrency and stuff. It's just crazy. Been painful since yesterday. It has. Let's take a look at our beloved crystal and jewel. Look at this. We're down to 17-cent jewel. Dang. Wow. Never would have expected. Crystal is down to 16.9 cents. Jewel down to 17.55. These just look like insane drops off of a cliff here. I was not expecting Jewel to get that low again. We have reached new lower lows for Crystal. Looks like ever. Looks like ever. Oh my goodness, guys. Is that really true? That is insane. Lowest Crystal has ever been right here. 16.9 cents. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it on CoinMarketCap here. We can get a little bit better view of it, I think. Crystal for DeFi Kingdoms. The 1-year chart. Well, we can see it right over here. It's never been that low in all of that time period. And now we can just draw a line right here and see, nope, did not get close in there. So what about in this little time period? We can look at our little lines and we can see we are lower now than ever. So very easy to see that this is the lowest Crystal has been in its entire life. Bravos Lab says sand at 0.5. Really? I thought sand was doing a little bit better than that. We can take a look real quick. Sandbox token down to 59 cents. Yeah, that's massively low for it too. If we take a look at the last year, then and zoom in on this recent stuff, yep, now's the time to buy some sand, probably. That is lower than it's been in a long time. In fact, you would have to zoom out, and let's come over here. It's at 59 cents right now. Let's come on and zoom in over here. even so for 59 cents is right in here. So you have to come all the way back to October 1st of 21 to get down to 59 cents right here. But then if you back up even further, you can see that right here in December of 2020, they were all the way down at 4 cents. So could sand go lower? Yeah, I guess it could, couldn't it? I guess everything could go lower. But that is a new low for sand token in a long time as well. Yikes. So Crystal is getting a big dump right at the moment. 16.59 cents. It's a good thing we heard from Frisky Fox not too long ago on the Grady live stream. I guess it's maybe a month ago now or so, where Frisky said that the team has enough funds put aside for a year. So that makes me feel a whole lot better, because I do remember hearing sometime like 6 months ago or maybe 9 months ago that there was something that somebody said or was asking Bullen about, you know, how low could Jewel get before the team was in jeopardy of not being able to pay people and stuff like that. And he said 11 cents. They were good until 11 cents. And of course, then as it's getting lower down here, we're like, oh man, hope it doesn't go below 11 cents. But now I think it doesn't matter if it gets down to 11 cents or not, because they're already well funded up for the next year. But this is spectacular. This is a spectacular crash right here. I need to get a little bit more fiat ready, as the Grady calls it, powder on the side, I guess. Just ready to put some stuff in here. I don't think that we're going to see lower lows than what we're about to see here for a while. Nobel says, I'm off, hitting bed early today. Have a great stream. Peace out. Yes, don't forget to drop a like. Thank you so much, Nobel. Great to see you here. Thanks for being here, hanging out with us. I know it's super late. Nobel, I think, is in the Netherlands or something like that, somewhere over there. And it is about midnight his time, I think, right now, or maybe 11 p.m. But it is late. All right. Mookie, how you doing? Welcome on in. Tell you what, guys, let's do a spin of the wheel. What do y'all say? It is 3:32 my time. I think that's time for a wheel spin. We got Zabu on the chart. We got Nobel on the chart. Mookie. Who else is in here? Mystical Meows. Welcome on in. Let's grab these names here. Rusted Trust is coming in. No whammies. Bravo Slab, I think you're probably in here too. Samir, Bravo Slabs. Nice. Give y'all another minute for your name to pop up. Bravo Slab, have you been banned? Why is your name not popping up in here? There you go. All right. Let's copy these names, paste those into here, and put rollover. All right, so we have Mookie, Bravo, Slab, Nobel, Mystical Meows, Rusted Trust, Samir, and Zabu. I think that's everybody. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being here, guys. Lord of Crypto, save us. Yes, indeed. The chance at winning a Gen0 Summons or a freshly hatched pet, any of this kind of stuff, that's what we're getting access to right at the moment. Let's go ahead and paste, and lock those names in. Bravo Slab says, you did ban me several times in your thoughts, I'm sure already. Actually, I don't think I ever have. Let's see. We're going to do a +2 and a +4 in here as well. Give y'all a couple of chances to get a higher little rollover, some extra tickets in the next hour. And other than that, I think we're ready to spin. Good luck, everybody. And the winner is Samir. Samir, congratulations. Samir, is this the first time that you've won one of these wheels? I don't know for sure. Let me pull up this spreadsheet here. Congratulations. Oh. Sir Mir is a little different than Samir, right? Or are you the same person? It was a little odd. The reason I'm asking is Sir Mir came in chat and said, hello, this is Sir Mir. Well, of course, because that's your name. So I'm a little confused that maybe now Samir is really Sir Mir. Let's just verify all this. Nope, it's not me. Okay, that's cool. Different people. All right, Samir. So this does look like it is your first time to win the wheel spin. What is Samir? What kind of posture are you? Yes. So Samir, you can send it to me in a private message on Discord. So are you part of our Discord community? Let me do ! Discord for you in the chat room here. And then what we can do for you is you can send me your wallet address there. Let me pull over this spreadsheet onto this screen here, and we can see a bunch of people. And here's where Sir Mir has, oops, I already sent Sergeant his ticket. We can actually delete that or reset that and put you back to 0. All right. And then we've got Samir. Let me just highlight your name here so I don't have to make any typos. And we're going to set you at 1 ticket. So Samir, just in case, I think I do remember seeing you in chat 1 or 2 times before, but you might not be here very often to know what is going on with the wheel. Do I need to explain it to you a little bit, or do you already know what's going on with it? A real brief overview, you're winning these reward tickets right now because of the wheel spin, and then on the weekends, you can put these tickets into a raffle that would allow you to win or give you a chance to win like a Gen0 Summons or a hatched pet egg or something. Here you say you have no idea. Awesome, very good. Always happy to have new people in. So here's what we do. So I stream DeFi Kingdoms stuff about 6 hours a day. I stream 3 hours in the morning. So I'm US Central Time. And it's 3:30 p.m. my time right now, depending on where you're at in the world. Then that could help you orient what's going on. It's 3:38 my time right now, PM. And so from 9 o'clock a.m. until noon my time, every half hour, or I shouldn't say every half hour, every hour on the half hour, so 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 a.m., we do a wheel spin just like we did right now. And we grab everybody's name of people who are active in chat, and we spin the wheel to see who wins. Because these tickets that we're winning right now are on the Polygon network, which I created a while back, I do like to give these to you and transfer these to your wallet, but I generally don't do that until after the stream is over. And so during the stream, I will generally add your name or people's names and then put their tickets into the spreadsheet, so the winner's bank. And then at the end of the stream, if you want me to send you the tickets to your wallet, then I just put the word wallet into the chat room, and I will make a little note by your name here that says, hey, this person wants me to send their tickets from the Polygon blockchain here over to their own wallets, and that way you can have tickets in your own wallet. And we see that down here where I'm sending people stuff to their wallets and so on. However, on the weekend, on Saturday, you can use these tickets to put them into a raffle where you could win a Gen0 Summons, you could win a hatched pet egg, you could win some other things. And at that time, if you want to get into the raffle, you've got to send me some tickets back. So here we've got people sending these tickets back to me on the Saturday raffles. And so this is on the Polygon blockchain. And for some people, that's a little bit more of a hassle to get over here into OpenSea or someplace where they can get access to a Polygon wallet and look at this NFT and send them back to me and all that kind of stuff. So some people have requested that I just keep their ticket winnings on this spreadsheet. And then that way, like Mystical Meows can say, oh, I want to put, my tickets towards the raffle this Saturday, and they're already here, and that way she doesn't need to worry about transferring those back over, right? So you'll say, yeah, just keep it there. Yeah, it's fine. If you ever do want your tickets into your wallet, just hop on chat at any time that I'm live, or I guess you could do it in Discord as well and say, hey, shoot me those tickets, drop the wallet address into the Discord message, and I'll be happy to send them to you there as well. Also, whenever I do send tickets, I always give you the transaction ID numbers as well. So if you do not see a transaction ID number for me, it just means that I have not sent them. And don't worry about, quote, bothering me. If I haven't replied to you in a little while, then don't hesitate to remind me again. Sometimes I get a little sidetracked. But that is what's going on there, Samir. So welcome to the community here. Feel free to join our Discord. One of the things that we are going to talk about today as well is our Darlantis is the name of our Discord right here. And we've got a little community account where y'all can vote on what to do with some funds in the community account. And that's one of the things we are definitely going to do probably very soon, almost right away. Let me catch up in chat and see if there's anything I missed. And then we're probably going to get to the little community account and figure out what y'all want to do with the funds for today. So let's see here. Rusted Trust said, if I had extra pennies, I'd be buying it up. Yeah, absolutely. It's, I've already put in a decent amount of my funds. It's hard to scrounge up a little bit more. First time, Samir says. Well, welcome on in, Samir. Absolutely. Glad to have you here. What kind of imposter are you, Sir Mir says. Nice. All right. Very good. Got your name, Samir, so I'll be looking for your message. It's cool. If I win something from the tickets, you can send me the reward. Yes, if I win. Absolutely right. So like I said, be here on Saturdays around 5:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time on Saturdays. Or actually, I would say be here before then, but I mean, right at that time is when we actually do the final raffle and the drawing and stuff for the actual DFK NFT prizes and stuff. So that is the time you definitely want to do. But the number of raffle tickets that you end up getting is going to be dependent on all of these wheel spins that you have during the rest of the week. And that's why Mystical Meows and Nobel and Darrow Evil and Umfreak has a bunch of these tickets. So if you've only got one ticket and some of these other people have 7 or 10 or 5, then you're going to be in competition with them to, in the raffle to win those prizes. So the more you're here and chat with us, the more you're participating, the more tickets you have, the more chance you have at those tickets, right? 987A says, weird, no YouTube notification, and I'm on. The only thing that I can think of, 987A, is if you come to my channel or whatever, then look at the subscription, or let me go over to somebody else's subscription here, like Crypto Grady's, for example. When you're subscribed, you want to have the black notification bell, right? So when you subscribe, you can say all notifications, personal or none. And if you don't have black, then you might not be getting all the notifications there, right? So if you do want to see all the notifications for me or any other streamer, make sure you get the black bell. That's the important one. TuneFed, don't forget to drop a like to the chat. Thank you so much, TuneFed. I appreciate it. Yeah, YouTube videos definitely like algorithms with high interactions. Speaking of which, when we're talking about interactions on videos, one of the other things that I guess I should mention that I do myself is on Saturday, or maybe even before Saturday, but probably Saturday, if you look at my live tab, you can see that I'm live quite often. And on Saturday, you will be able to get an additional 2 tickets if you come in to these videos and if you leave comments. So Nobel and Grady would get extra tickets, or likely to get extra tickets because they've left chats on this particular video here, right? And the same thing for the other days here too. So if you come back to another day, here you can see that Umar, Starbuck, and Crypto Grady have left comments on this video, and so they're much more likely to get additional tickets on raffle day because they've left these comments there, right? And then of course like the video, right? I guess I can like my own videos. So that's an additional way that you can get even more tickets than that as well. Vibes, how you doing, Vibes? Bravo Slab says, I guess all that's left to do would be to code a badass DFK 3D game for the DGens. You know what, Bravo Slabs? I would love to see like a Warcraft 3 real-time strategy based on DFK assets, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Warcraft 3 gameplay. How would you like to see something like this for DFK, where you can select your heroes, you can do your other little things. You've got your little heroes mining gold and harvesting from the forests and all this other kind of stuff, right? Sending your little heroes out to battle, you select them and send them over here and do their things. Go and attack the enemy camps where you have land. So once we have land that we can roam around on, then we can run around and send our little heroes there and send to defend. And if we are in guilds, we could have groups of people where they can station their heroes at certain places and assign times or allot times when they're defending certain resources like gold mines and so on. So you got to defend your resources on the map, right? This would be really good, I think, if we had a real-time strategy like Warcraft 3 in DFK, right? That would be amazing. Let's see, TuneFed says, just got a banger summon. TuneFed, Did you? Send us a link or drop the picture into Discord chat here for us for maybe general or DeFi Kingdom sections or something like that. Either in DeFi Kingdoms here or in general chat or something. Or if you've got a link for it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Woohoo! Look at this. TuneFed's banger. It's a legendary ninja. Oh, nice. Gen 1. What does the back of the card look like? Does that happen to be a Fisher by any chance? Even if not, legendary ninja is amazing. Name of Calfreel London. It's a forager, but still psyched. Yeah, that is a good card. Very nice. Congratulations. You know, I have never summoned anything above a rare. Yeah, so I would be psyched too about that. Congratulations. Legendary Ninja. Let's see here. Let's scroll back. Let me catch up in chat real quick. Let's see, I think I've got all of that. I think we got down to there. Sabu says, I knew I was missing something. You didn't have the black bell on, perhaps? Let's see here. Vibe says, good dude, watching some chart prices, looking to buy some blood. Absolutely. Probably going to do some summoning tonight as well. This could be an amazing day to buy and to do stuff. If you were to put in some extra fiat today, then you're going to be getting crystal and jewel and who knows what else, crypto in general, at a pretty good deal. I could get behind that style of game. I could too, Vibes. I would, if that was the type of game that we're playing. It's hard for me to get behind the current way Fight Club is. I mean, I enjoy it. I want to get in on it every time that they do a thing. I plan to join in their tournaments, but that's not really my style of game too much. Whereas I knew that I played Warcraft 3 for literally years and years, like maybe 4 or 5 years of Warcraft 3 playing, even when other games were coming out, even after StarCraft came out and all this other kind of stuff. I just could not put down Warcraft 3, and I would play it for hours and hours. I would make my own maps for it, just all kinds of stuff. Imagine if DFK gave us something like the Warcraft 3 or some kind of real, it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but a real-time strategy similar to that, and then also gave us the ability to make our own maps, customized land areas, and all this kind of stuff that we could play in. Oh man, I think that would usher in a whole new era of excitement when the players can be creating maps for that stuff. You know, one of the things that the DFK devs have said is they want third-party developers to be working on things. Well, what if they were providing a platform for us to be creating our own maps and stuff like that, more interesting, playable things there as well, right? Yeah. All right. Bravo says, we can do it in Unity. At the start, it will be mostly like, it will most likely be something super basic. You know, that's interesting, Bravo Slab. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos on doing some games in Unity. Maybe there would be something to that. We'll have to think about that. I think my first step, and I'm not necessarily sure that I'm skilled enough at programming. Certainly I don't know Unity very well. But I think my first step to anything is going to be some baby steps, coming up with a utility or a tool to interact with DFK. That's my first goal. And I've got several several blockchain programmers or people who are already doing some blockchain coding that are interested in helping me get started. And of course, I would love to pass on my knowledge to you viewers out there as well. But I think that it'll be a lot of fun to make some games that are DFK related. 9870 says, just be aware of royalties. Yeah, we would not be, if you're talking about like copyright infringement things for Warcraft, no, I'm not saying that we would want to copy anything quite like that, right? Sir Mir says, damn Rock, you are a Warcraft 3 fan, I love it. Still watch most of those pro games back to Warcraft. Oh really? I didn't even know that there was some pro games still going on for Warcraft, really? Bravo Sahib says, where I will be able to punch and kick other heroes. Yeah, absolutely right. That is the idea. Get some of those more action-based games going there. The Koreans and Chinese are still killing it. Really? For Warcraft? Oh my goodness. Maybe, maybe there's something to the Asian market for Clayton blockchain. Something else that I did a long time ago, I don't know what the status of it is anymore, but there was a open source game called Freecraft that, this is not it though. Freecraft, clone, Linux. Let's see, is this it? Here it is. There was a game in the early 2000s called Freecraft, which I actually contributed to way back in the day. I was actually programming and helping a little bit with this clone. This is back in, this says 2012, but this is not what this is way newer than what I'm talking about. What I was doing was in 2000, was like in 2000, the year 2000, 2001. Let's see. So this is all talking about 2012. I wonder if I could put Warcraft clone Rock 808. Can I do that back in here? Freecraft, Warcraft. Let's see. Or maybe it's just under that. Here's some strategist stuff. Maybe I was doing it under my real name for some reason. Yeah. So added new feature set. Set XP damage, which adds extra damage as the unit set. So this was something I added. So one of the really, and this was one of my favorite things that I added a long time ago to this Freecraft project. So it was like Warcraft, right? It was a clone of Warcraft that we had in open source. Blizzard came and gave us a cease or desist letter, and so we had to rename it. So we did rename it to be Strategists for a while. And right about that time, I guess things were shutting down or closing with it. But the name did get changed to Strategists. But one of the best features that I added myself to this was a way for, like, imagine Warcraft where you had experience gaining from the damage that you were doing. And so your heroes would actually gain experience and could level up that way. And that way you could have more valuable heroes as long as you saved them and didn't like send them out as cannon fodder, right? So this was something that I really liked as far as something that I did back then. New feature I added, workers can capture defect buildings. So again, imagine Warcraft where you can go in and capture buildings just by sending a worker into someone's damaged building. And that, I thought that was really cool, with an ad and a bunch of other things too. Repair buildings already at max health. There's a bug fix and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, I just thought that I would point out here this really cool game that was very much like Warcraft, that was open source, and I even helped to do a little bit of programming on that way back then, back in 2000, 2001, and so on. I guess it's called Strategist now. But yeah, it's a game engine for that kind of thing. Yep. All right, let's see. You pulled a summoner, TuneFed. I don't know, did he? I thought it was a ninja there. JSM Russo, has the DFK dev team said anything about PvE? What style of gameplay? I don't think anything's been said about gameplay and PvE. However, if we do Wisdom Gaming, DFK, did I spell that wrong? Yes, I did. If we look at Wisdom Gaming for DFK, I think we're going to see maybe Twitter also. I don't know if it's going to be on Twitter or not. But what I'm really looking for, I seem to remember there was something that somebody was mentioning recently that was talking about Wisdom Gaming first coming out with PvP, right, player versus player for DFK, but then expanding that to PvE as well. Right, so it sounds like DFK team is going to be interacting with Wisdom Game on a much more extensive long-term basis, and also ultimately be including PvE as well as doing some other things. So I haven't heard any specifics about it, but it does sound like it's going to be really interesting, and I don't know how much is going to be built into what they're already doing for PvP, or if it's going to be a separate type of gameplay or something like that. Zabu says, just made a guide on how to buy Jewel and create profile with a Vox in Spanish and Korean. Awesome, Zabu. I still have your channel up here, I think. Is this it? Yeah, Zabu. So, guys, if y'all are not following Zabu, let me drop a link here in chat. Of course, Zabu, you know, you're always welcome to drop your links in chat anytime. But Zabu is here with us. Only 24 subscribers for Zabu. Maybe we can click on that link there and get Zabu a couple more subscribers here. But Zabu's been putting out some really good DFK videos in the last week, especially the last 2 weeks. Boone versus Grace, hatching eggs, dark plans, dark summoning, my Siegel strategy, let's dark summon mythics. And then again, some in Spanish and Korean as well, which I think is really cool, that even though I don't speak it, I could probably go in here. Something else, by the way, I really like about Zabu's videos is they're nice and short, right? They get to the point. I've been meaning to create my own nice short videos that just get right down to the point also, but I have such limited time. I'm doing 6 hours of these long streams a day. I have other things that I need to be doing as well. So I'm really, really happy to see other people like Zabu coming in here and doing a really quick video on how to get started with a bunch of extra stuff, right? So thank you so much, Zabu, for getting in here with the community and giving little demonstrations on how to bring more people into DFK. Yeah, fantastic. Let's go ahead and like that video. And Uh, I'm gonna try this right now. Although, I'm gonna try it after the stream. So I'm gonna get in and go through your videos, Abu, and just see if I can follow along with it. Even though it's in Korean right here, I think I can still follow along with what you're showing, right? And so I'm gonna see if it works for me. Thanks a lot for doing that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Sergeant coming in. Speaking of Sergeant Filthy McNasty, Sergeant Filthy McNasty's got a pretty extensively growing YouTube channel as well. I'll drop a link for Sergeant since he's here and chat with us also quite often. If you haven't seen his videos, go ahead and check them out. They're nice little interviews. So something I really like about Sergeant's videos is he brings in some people to interview quite often. And that's something that is really nice to see, bringing in different people from the community. I think I was on one of these at some point, coming in and interviewing me. Of course, I don't have an active camera, but still there. So I really appreciate you, Sergeant, bringing in other people and getting a feel. I mean, this is a way that we can learn about and become closer to and build a connection with some of our fellow players, some of our teammates that are out there, or fellow players, and all the kind of stuff that they're doing. You can see a little bit more about what they're like and what they're doing. So, Sergeant, thank you so much for wrangling some of these players and getting them in together and putting this video stuff up. Really nice. All right, let's see here. Zelf is in the house. Hello, Zelf. How are you doing? PSA to all, don't look at the charts today. Yeah, we've been looking at the charts all day. So we have definitely been looking at the charts. It is a bloodbath out there. Guys, we are really looking down. In fact, one of the things that I was looking at here was the BTC chart on the 1 minute mark. We continue to go down and down and down over the last couple of hours. These massive volumes of red coming in here. People are selling, selling, selling. Also, before I talk about it too much more, we continue to have lower lows. I mean, it's just boom. Again down, again down. I think we're going to be down again here. We're already at 15.7 right now for Bitcoin. It's just a bloodbath in the markets today. But I'm curious, guys. I don't remember exactly the time frame, but I do remember hearing that there is a bunch of, I think it's FTT maybe, or some token. Maybe it's Solana or FTT, or I don't even remember, but some token that's involved in all of this FTX stuff is currently locked right now, and it's about to be unlocked. And I think I heard that's in like 24 hours from this time that I heard it, right? Is it FTX token unlock? Is that it? Does anyone know for sure? Sol, you believe? Could be Sol. 4 hours ago, according to the data from Solana dashboard, yeah, 47 million Solana worth nearly $1 billion is set to unlock in Epoch. This might be it. And the expectation is that as soon as this gets unlocked, which I think is going to be like tomorrow or today, then the expectation is that all of this, or a whole lot of it's, going to be sold. This could be yet another event that leads to massive volatility for Solana and the entire market right here. Solana's Epoch 370 is set to end in a little under 24 hours. And this was on November the 9th, today. So in under 24 hours. And And with it will come the unlocking of over 47 million Sol tokens by validators. This massive token unlock is coming at a time of significant market tumult, not just for Solana, but for the entire crypto space following FTX collapse. According to the data from the Solana dashboard, 47.2 million Solana worth nearly $1 billion is set to be unlocked here today, right? Or within the next several hours. An epoch in Solana is a period. We don't need to necessarily see that. Let's see. The unstaked Solana will be withdrawn by validators. Meanwhile, it remains uncertain if the validators will sell their Solana. And I think the expectation is everyone's trying to sell right now. And so there will be a massive flood of, $1 billion trying to be liquidated as well. Solana's native token has plunged nearly 40% in the last 24 hours. So you could imagine, I'm sure there are going to be some people that says it's already dropped 40%. I don't want to sell right now. But I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people that say it's going to drop a lot more. They expect a huge amount. Like if I was getting some of this $1 billion or 47 million Sol sent to me, and the market's already dropped this much, and I know that there's going to be 47 million Solana dropped on the market right now, I would try to be selling out as fast as I could. And I think a lot of people are going to try to get out ahead of that as well. And that's just going to crash the market even more. At the time of this writing, Sol is trading under $20 already. Sol's massive price decline can be tied to the ongoing FTX and Alameda saga over the past few days. While the general crypto market has taken a hit, Sol's nosedive is particular because of its connection with them as well, Alameda. While insolvency concerns regarding Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto exchange, FTX, continue to grow, rival Binance is set to acquire the embattled exchange. It's not. I don't think it is. I think we have seen right here, at least earlier, unless this has changed, Binance is highly unlikely to go through with its proposed rescue of this after glancing at the books. Now, if that's changed, this is a tweet that came out at 9:30 my time this morning. If there's any new updates, then definitely let us know there. As previously reported by Crypto Potato, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, oh my goodness. $1 billion in crypto is about to be unlocked within the next so many hours. I think it's under 12 hours now. I don't know exactly what time this is. Does anyone know the exact time of day? Or I guess it's in Epoch 370, so whatever time that is. But do we have a fairly good estimate on when that is? Let's see. Let's just check out this one to see if it's a little bit more, it's a little better. Over 54 million Sol will be unlocked at the end of Epoch 370 on November the 10th, according to, what time zone is that really? How many hours away are we talking about right now? And when it's Epoch 370, I know we can't be exact, but are we talking, 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours? All right. Here it is. This looks like it right here. Solana's price could tank at the end of Solana Epoch 370, November the 10th at 8:30 a.m. UTC time. 8:30 a.m. UTC time. Control C. Control V. So 8:30 a.m. UTC time, my local time is going to be what? U.S. Central Time is going to be 2:30 a.m. tonight. So 2:30 a.m. tonight, my time, that's in 10 hours from now, right? 10 hours from now. We're going to have this unlock. So be careful, guys. We are on a trajectory of pain. Here we got down into 15,500 right there a few minutes ago. This is the 1 minute chart, continues to drop and drop and drop. Let's see, let me catch up in chat here real quick. Bravo says 10K BTC in a matter of hours. Wow. 10K BTC in the matter of hours. Man. You know, with Solana unlocking $1 billion worth, but yeah, I think so. I think it's possible. I guess I don't want to say I think 10K, I guess I don't want to be saying I think 10K is coming, but I definitely think 10K is very possible in, man, to be coming in a couple of hours. It's possible. It's not in the realm of impossibilities. Here we were at 20,000 just 2 days ago, or 1 day ago. And we've gone from 20,000 to 15,000, just about 22,000 to 15,000. So could we lose? So there we lost 5,000 in a day. Could we lose another 5,000 in a day? Yeah, we could. That, especially, I guess, if we consider Solana coming in. If we consider Solana selling, this unlocking worth about 806 million at press time represents 15% of Solana's circulating supply. I think there's a lot of people that want to sell that and get out of that right now. Yep. Let's see. Mystical Meow is saying that she's been a subscriber. Very good. Glad to see that everyone is subscribing to these other things. Sergeant says regrets looking at chart. Absolutely. Yeah. I actually find it fun and interesting to look at those charts. I think you probably do too, Sergeant, because the buying opportunities are looking really juicy. The buying opportunities are looking really juicy. I would say at this point, I was thinking about, maybe 15,000 would be a good time to buy a little bit more in. But now after looking at the news of Solana again, I'm going to say a better time to buy would be early my time tomorrow morning, after the Solana has after Solana has their unlocking period, and tomorrow morning the people in the United States start waking up to that. Then I'm sure some people are going to stay awake for that, and as soon as they unlock, they're going to dump right away. But I would say that by the time we wake up in the United States tomorrow morning, the bloodbath is going to be a lot worse. And so if you were thinking about buying right now on this dip, I would say let's hold off a little bit longer. Tomorrow morning might be better. By quite a bit, perhaps. Sergeant says, Abu, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. I have to get with you on ping pong, aka Panja. Yeah, I think the more people we get with some other languages would be really cool. Sardo says, I think you just won a gray egg. Just won a gray egg. Oh, from the Discord stuff? I think there was a contest going in here, right? Let's see. Current contests. Look at this. Current contest, the giveaway for some of these things. Looks like Finn, Necron, Harmony, Cupid, it wasn't me, Stronghold. I know Stronghold. And Zabu! Zabu! Looks like you won a giveaway here. Gray egg. Congratulations. Very good. And then a hero, Macaroni, won a hero there. Nice. Woot woot. My first DFK win. Very cool. 987A says, got to be margin calls involved somewhere. Yeah, I bet people are getting called out for their margins. Some people are getting wrecked right now. My goodness. Mystical Meow says, I called it. Nice. Yeah, I think you did say earlier you were waiting for that 10K. I think you might be onto something there, Mystical Meows. Mentioned maybe 12K, but not 10. It seems very possible now. It does. 10K seems, again, man, I'd be careful. You don't want to be too greedy and, you know, not get in at a certain amount. And if it doesn't quite reach 10K, you don't want to miss out on that. But I definitely agree that 10K now, when you consider Solana and you consider that the price is already down into the 15s, it's 15.7 right at this very moment. Yeah, very likely that we're going to see some deeper dips. Sir Amir says, books are super thin. Could happen anytime. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, we can see big dips. Big dips. The wait for funds to clear is going to kill me. Oh, yeah. I kind of wish that I had moved over more funds into crypto a few days ago. It'd be really good to have that available, you know, right now. Just for times like this. I've got a little bit on the side, but I don't have as much on the side as I would like to have. .987A, 12K is supposed to be the magic sailor drop point. So 987A, I remember hearing something about sailor, but I don't remember all the details. So what are you saying there? Are you saying that 12K is what sailor says the low point is going to be? Or when it gets to 12K, that's when more people are going to pull out and we're going to see even a deeper dip? What is this sailor 12K thing? Zabu says, I bought yesterday. Zabu, I think you're fine having bought yesterday. Even if you bought, like, as long as you didn't go all in yesterday, I think you're still good. Even buying yesterday at 18K or something like that, we're going to go way above 18K again. So that's nothing to worry about. Certainly, if you had waited another day until today, you'd be getting better deals, absolutely. But I would not beat yourself up too much about buying yesterday. I bought some yesterday myself as well, and even though this is better, I'm not worried about buying at 18K at all. Spreading your buys, that is exactly what I would do, and what I am doing actually is I'm not putting all my money in at once, but I'm putting in a little bit as we continue to drop down. Let's see here. Jewel buying opportunity. Yes, indeed. So if we look at Crystal specifically, look at Crystal down to 16.87 cents right now. That is just, it's lower than it's ever been, Sergeant. I don't know if you were here earlier when I was saying that. Crystal price is right now at 16.87 cents. Is lower than it's ever been in the history of Crystal. Of course, Crystal's only been around since, what, April of this year? But still, it's never been this low before. And then Jewel, of course, Jewel has been lower since it's been around for a lot longer. But Jewel right here is also very low right now at 17 cents. And it has not been that low in a while. In fact, it's possible that Jewel, yeah, I guess Jewel has been lower than that. Yeah, it got down to 14 cents way back here in middle of October. So it's almost, you know, I was really happy and proud to have sold out of all my crystal into Jewel here on October the 19th, but it's coming down to about that same level again. I would never have guessed that Jewel could come down this low again, since so many people had locked up so many millions, right? I mean, we were talking about that just yesterday on the morning stream, especially. I think it was to 25 million was locked away in C-Jewel. Isn't that right? Has that number gone up since then, or is it still at 25 million? Is locked away. And the shortest period, the absolute shortest period that anyone could lock away Jewel into C-Jewel was 7 days, and that started on the 4th. And 7 days from the 4th would be November the 11th. So if anybody locked any amount at all into the jeweler, it's still locked for another 2 days at a minimum. Probably, Sir Mir says we're almost at 27 million now. Yeah. I think right now it's very possible that some of those people that locked for 7 days, if they start to get their stuff unlocked here in 2 more days, some people might decide that now's a good time to sell. I think it's a bad time to sell, especially in 2 more days, because, oh man, we're already down so much. I just can't imagine Jewel going down a whole lot more than this, especially when it's really so pumped up. And the reason that we're down has nothing to do with DeFi Kingdoms being down. The only reason we're down is because the entire crypto market is down. So you've got to think that when the whole market recovers, we're going to be way up above this. So this is a really good buying opportunity for Jewel right now, I feel. But I never, yesterday or the day before, never expected it to come back down this low again. It would take something like this black swan event, if you want to call it that, to bring us down like that. Let's see here. Maybe they dump into BTC. Yeah, it's possible, I guess, that some people could sell Jewel and buy BTC. I think that's a mistake. I really think that the better buy is to sell BTC and buy Jewel. I think the likelihood of Jewel quadrupling in value. So here's the thing to think about, I guess. When you look at Bitcoin being at 16,000 right now, and let's say that we do a 10, let's say we do a 5x, right? 5x. And we go up from 15,000 to 75,000 Bitcoin. We go from a 15,000 Bitcoin to a 75,000 Bitcoin. Let's come over here to Bitcoin here and do all and come over here, right? So here's Bitcoin, and way back in November of 2021, it got up to 63,000 right here, right? That's the highest it's ever been, 64,000, 65,000, somewhere right around there. And right now it's trading close to around 15,000. So to do 5 times, let's say it does drop to 15,000. And so 5 times 15,000 is 75,000. That means it would have to come way up above this chart right now, higher than this chart goes, to do a 5x increase. So we do know, or at least we suspect, that Bitcoin will reach 100,000 at some point. When that is, don't know. You could hold it for a while, keeping in mind that back here in the previous time we saw a big high. Like, let's get rid of that. The previous time we had a massive spike and then a drop down, it was the entire year of 2019 and 2020 until we finally broke above that previous high. So it's about 2 years of time that we were down in this low part, right? And so what if it's another 2 years from November from November 2021? What if it doesn't come back up until the end of 2023? Right? So we've got a whole nother year of it being down. And then you're holding all that time when low values right there, right? And then a 75,000 Bitcoin would be 5x what it is now. But then let's come over here and take a look at Jewel as an example. And what would it take to do 5 times the value here for Jewel? If it's at 17 cents now, and I'm gonna just pull out a calculator real quick, 5 times 17 cents, we could do an estimate, but it's about 85 cents. So what's the likelihood of you getting an 85-cent Jewel here pretty soon? I think the likelihood of getting an 85-cent Jewel is way, way more likely and much faster than getting a 75,000 Bitcoin. And if you're talking about 5xing your money, I think there's a much quicker and even more huge potential to do 10x or even 20x your money in Jewel. That's my personal feeling, not financial advice, but that's what I'm looking at as far as what I would be doing with crypto. So holding Bitcoin is safe. We know that we suspect that Bitcoin is going to get back up really to higher highs at some point, maybe in a couple of years. But my personal feeling is I'm much more likely to see a 5x in my money in Jewel here in DeFi Kingdoms in the next few months than to see that in Bitcoin, is my thinking. And you got to remember, a rising tide raises all ships. So if a bunch of people are dumping into Bitcoin and Bitcoin starts to go up, then as always, all the other cryptocurrencies go up too. So it's not like Bitcoin is going to skyrocket up and all the other Bitcoin or all the cryptocurrencies are going to stay low, right? That's not going to happen. So people dumping into Bitcoin will be good for the entire ecosphere of cryptocurrency. And again, much, much, much more likely in my mind to see a 5x. And you could see a much, much higher return, because I feel that it would be easy to get back up to a $1 or $2 Jewel in not too much longer. And so if we went from 15 cents to $2, that's just crazy. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right there. 9A7A says, rumor has it that BTC was bought on margin. 12K is when margin calls will hit. Oh, interesting. So a lot of people bought it on margin, and 12K is when those margin calls are going to hit. I gotcha. And is that what Saylor is saying himself? Or is that what Saylor says that he's done? I don't think that he would say that he's actually did that himself. Just a market rumor. Okay, gotcha. It's probably true. That's going to be really interesting. Hello, Worm. How are you doing? Welcome on in, if I haven't said hi to you already. Sergeant says, just want to put it out there, in these troubling times, if you need mental health support, please seek it. Oh, yes. Sergeant, that is absolutely a good thing to say. There are a lot of people that do put in way more than they should. And on a very serious matter, some people have done crazy things in their life when they ruin themselves financially. So absolutely seek support if you need it. That is a real thing. Thanks for mentioning that, Sergeant. Eduardo, welcome on in. How are you doing? You're saying also much easier because of the market cap. Yes, I think that would be easier just because of the Juul's market cap. Juul is 20 million. Yep. But I'm with you. It's one of the best ones out there. Absolutely. Yeah. The amount of money it takes to pump Juul to 5x is ridiculous compared to 5x in BTC. I don't know. Was talking about the Solana unlocking, by the way. But what do I know? Ah, yes. Solana unlocking is a big thing. That's going to be unlocking in not too long. It's Sailor's position? Wow. That 12K buying on margin? Wow. And that's the rumor, right? So the rumor is that it's Sailor's position that he bought on margin at 12K. And a lot of it. So that is interesting. So what do we need to do to get down to 12K? We came down to 15.5. I think we're headed down again. I think we're gonna get down lower right here coming up right now. What do you want to bet this goes below 15.58? If we zoom out a little bit here, we start drawing some lines a little bit. I mean, it's hard to even draw some of these lines because it's just so crazy. I mean, what? Are we drawing a line from here? I don't even know if that's a good line to draw right there. Just kind of picking one. Let's just keep these lines in place and we'll see how that looks. We're on the 1 minute chart. We'll see how that looks in a little while. But that's pretty crazy. Hey guys, guess what? It is 4:30. We've been hanging out here for a little while. I think it's time to do a wheel spin. As far as good news goes, who's out there? Anybody still listening to the stream? Say hello out in chat. Get your names on this list. We're going to do a wheel spin. TuneFed says, spin gang. I need a little sound effect that does, like maybe the Star Wars Cantina here, YouTube. Can we get Star Wars Cantina music and kind of play it here? That's not quite what I wanted. All right, that's not quite what I had in mind. Y'all get it. Y'all are here in chat. We got a big list of names here. Everybody's here. Mystical guy said, yeah, we get the idea. I need to find a little sound effect for it while I'm on YouTube. You know, we have all these great sound effects on Twitch, but YouTube is not as good a streaming platform as Twitch. I know that it's in the afternoon, and some of y'all it's easier to get on stream and watch on the afternoon streams, but I think Twitch is a better platform for streamers. We got lots more fun tools, lots more fun games over there. In fact, I might even do a marble game on the Twitch stream and see how y'all like marbles. All right, what do we got here? We got Mookie, 9A7A, Eduardo, Mystical Meow, Sardo Fritz, Sergeant Filthy McNasty, Sir Mir, Toonfed, Freak. Hey, Freak, I didn't see you come in. Nice to see you here. Worm, and Zelf. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm going to get caught up in chat in just a few minutes, but let's make sure that I'm not missing anybody from the list. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and lock in these names. Nobody else can be added at this point. Control C. Paste, 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 paste. That looks good enough for pastes. Let's do some rollovers here. Rollover +2, rollover +4. We'll throw that in there somewhere. And then we're going to spin the wheel. Good luck, everybody. Let's get a little drum roll, please. And the winner is Toonfed. Congratulations. Woo. Toonfed, we have a winner. Congratulations. So pulling our little list up here and looking at this, Toonfed, you've got 3 tickets so far. We're going to just increase that to 4 right here. There's your 4th. Congratulations. Again, as always, if you see that you've got tickets on the list, notice Sergeant, I've taken your name, I've taken yours off of here. You don't have a yellow mark anymore because I've taken care of you, and you're down to 0 because you have yours in your wallet. So if anybody else wants theirs in their wallet to be transferred, I can do that after the stream today. Just drop the word wallet into chat room. Otherwise, I will hold your tickets for you in this spreadsheet bank that I've got. And then you can apply these tickets to the giveaway that we have planned on Saturday. I think what we're going to be doing Saturday is giving away a freshly hatched pet egg, but we might do a Gen0 Summons. I think we're going to do a vote on that, and we're going to see what y'all maybe would prefer. I would rather it not be... I'm not sure if I want it to be so much of a surprise. We will have a voting opportunity for a list of things to be on the wheel, and maybe y'all will vote to do the exact thing that we did last weekend, which was to put a bunch of things on a wheel, spin it, and whatever we get, that's what the person wins. But we'll see how it goes. All right. Let me catch up in chat. Let's see, we're talking about Solana and unlocking tomorrow, or actually tonight at 2:30 a.m. my time is when it's going to unlock. Let's see, was it here? Yeah. So it's going to unlock at 8:30 a.m. UTC time, which is 2:30 a.m. US Central Time. I don't know, I might want to set an alarm clock and wake up that early just to see what happens. I'm not sure if I really want to do that or not, but that's going to be insanity. Let's see. As Grady says, crypto's best kept secret. Yes, indeed. I think that DeFi Kingdoms is definitely hiding under a rock right now, and will probably explode once we get a little bit more exposure. He bought higher, but he's getting margin called. Yes, that's what I'm understanding, right? He bought higher, but he's going to get margin called at 12K, and that is when things are really going to hit the fan. Yep. And, oh, it is all public. Oh, so it's not a rumor. There's public proof that he has bought on margin at 12K. Wow. And when I say that, I really mean he's going to get called at 12K. Let's see here. Fire and blood, sort of says. Absolutely, fire and blood. Sergeant says, I live here at this time, sir. Absolutely, Sergeant. Glad that we can be providing some DFK entertainment and maybe crypto news or whatever we want to say we're doing here. All right. We are on the 1 minute charts here for Bitcoin. We see that we've had a little bounce up recently, but I think we're probably on a greater fall again sometime soon here. Yikes. Now we know what the Red Wedding felt like in the Game of Thrones. Oh my goodness. I think if we can get down to 10K in Bitcoin, that will be a Red Wedding type of event for us. That would be massive, a massive dagger to the chest for a lot of people. Yikes. All right, folks, guess what we have to do? All this chart talk is fun, but let's let it do its thing for a little while. We do need to actually do some DFK work, if you want to call it that. One of the things that I do, some of y'all might know, I keep up with a spreadsheet every day. On this morning stream on Twitch, we took care of the Rock 808 account that and took all the numbers for it to see our growth there. But now it's time to come over here to our community wallet, and I'm just going to pull this off to the other screen so I can look at both these at the same time. And we need to fill in the chart here for this community wallet. So today we're looking at 100. Oops, this isn't it. I was going to say that's a massive gain from yesterday. No, we need to come over here to the community wallet and see a few things here. It's the 808 fam account. We'll do a little refresh. There we go. All right, so yesterday we had 53.37 Joule. Today we've got 54.24 Joule. So we're up a little bit, about 1 Joule or so, and that's also considering the questing that we're doing automatically as well. So even with the questing we're doing, we're still up about a Joule in a day. We've gotten some crystal here too. 15.64 crystal. That's up about 5 crystal. 15.64. Up about 5 crystal since yesterday. Our gold doesn't change. We're not doing anything to get more gold right now in this account. So we still have 175, which we've had for weeks. We've got 5 heroes now. We had 4 the other day, but now with Worm369's generous donation, we've got Sigil Hail Defender here, a newly dark summoned hero, a pirate miner, strength 15, endurance 11. It's now got 0.4 mining profession on there now, and we've got it mining on a regular basis. So here's a little bot thing that we have, and we are sending those heroes out for questing. We're collecting them and all that kind of stuff. So we're seeing daily gains from our new heroes here, and especially this one right here. Something else that we want to take a look at as far as Worm's donation for this. Here's the debank history for, and let's refresh this page as well, for blockchain events and so on. So one of the things that we wanted to, or one of the things that we were talking about, remember, y'all control, you, the viewers, control what we do with this community account by your votes on Discord. You can come in here and you can vote on what we're doing with our daily C-Jewel rewards. You can vote on what we do with, if we're doing any DFK duels or not. You're voting on what we do with extra crystal that's remaining, with our daily crystal gains. All these things have voting buttons under here for y'all to vote on. And whatever it is that y'all vote on, that is how we are controlling this account, right? I think most of y'all know that. And so over here, one of the things that we did a couple of months ago is y'all voted to buy a couple of gardeners to go out and start to bring in a little bit more daily income for this account. And we see that those gardeners are bringing back 0.14 crystal, 0.08 jewel. And if we come down here, 0.13 crystal, 0.08 jewel. And again, coming down here, 0.17 crystal, 0.1 jewel. So those gardeners are bringing back a little bit every time they go out questing. But after a little talk with Worm a day or two ago, he said, hey, let me just donate a miner because this little baby account doesn't really have a lot of funds to go out and buy much of anything right now. And so he donated this miner to us, and now we're bringing in an additional 1.6 crystal right there. And again, 1.6 crystal. And if we scroll back, 2.92 crystal, 1.44 crystal. So quite substantially more than our gardeners are bringing back. Of course, the biggest difference is that that miner is mining against our locked balance. So the big question is, how are we doing with that growth of the locked balance or not? And we're about to see that in a minute. In the meantime, we do have 5 heroes now. Our unlocked balance in the gardens, let's go collect from the gardens real quick, is going to be 2.68 crystal gained in the last 24 hours. 2.68. We'll mark that down in the spreadsheet. And that's about right. We generally get about 2.5 crystal per day from the garden, just from the garden allotments. And if we go back and look at this sheet again, you can see that in this little account, our little community account, we have got a garden with about $304 of value in there. And a week ago, this value was at $450. So with the decline in the market, both in Ethereum and Crystal over the last week, that has dropped our pool value from $450 down to $300. That is a massive, I don't want to say loss, but that is a really big dip in our pool value. But our crystal gains are still bringing in more value on a daily basis for us. So we're at 304. Yesterday, we were at 356. So this is a big drop in just one day since yesterday. And then the day before that, we were at 424. So in the last like 3 or 4 days, this has dropped from 450 down to 304. And of course, we all know why. The market's just going crazy right now. But we're still plugging away. We're bringing in some harvest stuff here. And let's also take a quick look at our locked balance and see, let's refresh the page here. So our locked balance is at 155. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Locked balance is at 155.0. So this is interesting. Yesterday, our locked balance was 155.8. So we've actually lost 0.8 crystal out of our locked balance because the miner is actually mining more daily balance. Even that one miner is getting more locked balance from us than the $304 can generate in a 24-hour period. So that's fine. It's good to have the money available sooner, but eventually we will get down to lower amounts unless we're doing something to gain a little bit more and maybe adding a little bit more to our pool fund there. So we'll need to be cautious of that. Let's take a look at the jeweler. What have we gained in the jeweler in the last 24 hours? Here we see that C Jeweler has given us 0.623 in the last 24 hours. And that's about right. That's about what we got. Let's go ahead and claim this from here as well. All right. And we got 0.598 yesterday and 0.695 the day before that. So it looks like we're getting a fairly stable return here. You know, I'm not exactly accurate every day that I do this on exactly the same hour every day. So sometimes it's 3 hours early, sometimes it's 3 hours later, and all that kind of stuff. So there can be a little bit of a difference. It's not a scientific thing yet. The next thing that we're going to do before we wrap this up is we're going to check our inventory, I guess, for some stones or crystals that we had. Specifically the runes. We've got 3 runes here, and as our heroes start to level up, are we going to have enough runes for them? Hopefully we can find, this guy's going to go from level 3 to level 4, so he's going to require a few runes. Hopefully we can get some more pretty soon. Eduardo says, Jeweler APR seems to be around 60% for me based on C-Jewel. I think that's about right, Eduardo. I think 2 days ago we looked at it a little bit more closely and I saw that it was at 69% about 2 days ago or so. So 60% sounds about right for today. The only other thing that we need to do with this account here is we need to look at what y'all want to do with the funds that we just brought in. So the first thing we see here is what should we be doing with our daily jewel rewards from the jeweler? And it looks like y'all have changed things a little bit. This had been 9, now we've got 3, 2, 2. Y'all can always come and take away a vote and add a vote to something else. If you want to change your votes, you can always change your votes at any time. But still, the highest one that we see is letter E, and that is save as jewel and plan on putting into S Jewel Serendale, as there will be more opportunities to win a Gen 0. So that's what we've done. We've claimed it. It is sitting in our account now as jewel. Let's also look at this where you say, should we be spending any crystal on duels with our little heroes or not? In the past, y'all had wanted to spend 0.5 crystal per day to get some raffle tickets, which might help us win Gen 0s. But recently, y'all have changed your votes. And so now it looks like most people are saying do not participate in the duels at this time. So that's why we're not participating in duels. There was also something about some remaining crystal and what did y'all want to do with it. And a while back we were talking about withdrawing and converting it to jewel, which we already did that. So that is kind of done. I guess we don't. I wonder if there's a way I can lock this, because this doesn't really matter about votes on this anymore. Can we lock that message? I don't know if we can or not. And then up here a little bit further, what do we want to do with our daily crystal gains? So this is something else that y'all could be voting on. And it looks like, as it's been for the last several days now, you're voting on D, which is to convert the daily crystal gains into jewel in expectation for the upcoming C Jewel and S Jewel, and get ready to jump in on those new rewards. We already have 350 jewel put into C Jewel. So I think what we're doing is we're just saving up our jewel and we're saving up our crystal to jewel to put into Serendale's jeweler, I think. When we get a little bit closer, we'll actually vote, I suppose, on where we want to put that. But for now, what y'all are voting for is you're voting for me to come over here to the marketplace and sell this crystal into Jewel and just get it ready. So let's go ahead and do that. Crystal gets sold for Jewel, and we're going to sell all of it except for one, just so we can have one for our daily activities in case we level up. You know, if we do an automatic level up or something like that, we do need crystal to pay for the level ups and all that kind of thing. So we're going to swap that out to Jewel based on y'all's votes in the Discord, and then we'll confirm. All right. That leaves us at the end of the day. That's going to leave us with what? Let's refresh this page one more time. I'm expecting to see a lower crystal amount here. That did go through, didn't it? Did it fail? Nope, it went through. Let's see, Joshua, hello, how are you doing, Joshua? Let me catch up in chat and see what y'all have been talking about since I've been working on this for a little bit. Sir Mirror says, I don't worry about the cares anymore. The characters, the crystal. My jewel is locked and my heroes are farming. All is good. Yes. Oh, the charts. You don't worry about the charts anymore. Yes. Your jewel is locked. Your heroes are farming. Everything's good. I feel the same way, right? The market's going to do what the market's going to do. We might not have a whole lot of control over it. If you have a little bit of money on the side, it could be good time to think about buying. I'm actually thinking about buying a little bit more myself. Probably tomorrow sounds like a better time than today. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on the charts and see what's happening there. But yeah, it's a bloodbath out there right now. But if we take our eyes off the charts, they might crash. Oh no, they might crash. In fact, that's kind of what we want in a way. There's a part of me that wants things to crash lower just so I can DCA in at lower prices, as long as we're sure to recover from that. But of course, as y'all can see, I've not taken out a lot, so I'm getting hurt right now with this crash just like everybody else too. If we would have seen, you know, just like Sergeant said a little while ago, what could we do if we could always see 10 minutes in advance of these markets? That's just craziness, right? And I definitely, if I could see in the future of these markets, I would probably definitely have gotten out and sat on the sidelines for a couple of days and gotten back in later on. But I'm not that smart when it comes to timing the market. I do okay, but I definitely miss some of the timing as well. Sergeant says, I have my jewel locked now. It protects it from me. Yep, or it protects it from you, yes. Samir says, I hope we get profession level 10 quests soon. I spend about 25 jewel a day questing. Return on investment margin is very slim nowadays. Yes, that's crazy. So something else that would really be nice is to see those level 10 quests come out. Guys, do y'all want to speculate on when that's going to be? We know that here's today. Today's the 8th, or 9th, I'm sorry. Today's the 9th. And we have a release today, guys. We have a release. No, we don't have a release today. We have a release next Wednesday. Right? What do y'all think that we're going to get next Wednesday? We know the 21st is going to be Serendale. New Serendale's coming out on the 21st. That's so close, guys. But there is a release coming out on Wednesday the 16th. Is it possible that we could get level 10 questing by then? I think it's possible. I hadn't really given a lot of thought to level 10 questing. I don't remember hearing specifics on how soon level 10 questing was coming out, but I bet some of y'all out there right now might remember and have heard a little bit more about level 10 questing. It'll be launched after Clay, Hubert said. Level 10 quests won't be prior. Okay. So that's fine. I'm not surprised at that at all. Not surprised at all. In fact, I'm happy that we're getting Serendale out before level 10 questing, to be honest. I feel your pain there, Shermir, about level 10 questing, and I'm looking forward to that as well. But I don't have as many heroes that need that as much as I probably am excited for new Serendale to get launched. But I definitely can understand some of y'all out there have a lot of high-level heroes, and it is so painful to be questing all those with hardly any returns right now, because once you get up to those high levels, it is much, much harder to get a good return on investment from questing. So this is a good question. What are we going to get on the 16th? We're going to get something, right? So what is it going to be? We're going to get Serendale, new Serendale on the 21st. Then we're going to get something on the 30th, and then something on December the 14th. And so I'm going to say level 10 questing on the 30th? Maybe, but I don't know if it's going to be that soon. I'm probably more likely to say level 10 questing on the 14th. Possibly. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Sirmir says closing in on 700 heroes. Sergeant asks, curious how many heroes, Sirmir, if you don't mind sharing. 700, Sirmir says. That is insanity. I'm hopefully getting up to 100. Yeah, so the next question is, Sabu says, do you automate? Sirmir says, yes, I know my Python. Oh, Sirmir. You know, I'm looking to learn some Python. I've been coding for many years, but have not done much of any Python coding before. I'm also interested in learning or brushing up on my JavaScript, which has been many years since I've done anything in JavaScript now. Let's see. Running scripts on your laptop 24/7 feels like the safest option concerning my wallet access. Yes. Something that would be really nice, I think, is if more of us knew how to do little program stuff on our own and run our own automations rather than having to give out private keys. Sabu, let's see. It'll be after Clay. All right. Low-Tech in the house. Hello, Low-Tech. How are you doing today? Stayed up late watching the markets crash. Yes. Yeah, we've been watching that all day ourselves here. All kinds of crazy stuff happening in the markets. If we're taking a look at Bitcoin as it is right now, oh, look at this. Just in the last few minutes, we're about to hit a lower low again. This is it right here. Right? We haven't been any lower than this all day, and we're right at that mark. We're at 15,590 right now. I'm pretty sure we are going to, yep, there it is. Lowest low right there. Boom, done. That is it. And now, yeah, we're going down, guys. We're going down. Down, down, down. That is it. All right. Let's see. Maybe we get them on 12/14, TuneFed says. Yes, yes. I think that is much more likely, TuneFed. that we're going to get it on December the 14th. That is my vote as well, I think, as I took another look at the calendar. I think I heard LV, level 10 professions was done pretty much, just delayed. Interesting. I don't remember enough about it. I know that I've heard talk about it. I just don't remember the specifics. So if they have it almost finished, that's going to be good. As long as they survive, I'm fine with it. I'm confident in the XP I'm farming will be worth it if they do. Yes, I'm very confident in it. If you're talking about DeFi Kingdoms surviving, I'm very confident about that, right? In Grady's interview with Frisky Fox a while back, I think everyone remembers Frisky saying that they had about a year's worth of funds set aside now. So absolutely, I do not think that it's going to be an issue to... Round one, fight! As for my duels thing, but I don't think that it'll be any problem to get over... what was I saying there before my round one fight? I don't think it'll be any problem for them to have funding past the year. I think they're set. Let's see here. Zabu says, I'm selling all runes and way behind on leveling. You're selling runes right now? Zabu, why are you selling runes? Are they like up in value right at the moment? Or a bunch of people trying to buy runes? Exactly, people don't value XP. Yeah, a lot of people are not valuing XP as much as I think we should be valuing it. Sir Mir's got a 10 Gwei limit. Really? I think my automation tools, I've got it set at 15 or maybe even 17 Gwei. This was a while back. Hopefully I'm not needing to spend that much very often, if at all. Sir Mir says, passing on the XP with dark summoning is pretty good value. Don't you agree? Passing on the XP with dark summoning, yes. I think that that's really good. In fact, being able to summon with 2 level 10s and then getting that new dark summon hero immediately back up to level 10, that is a really big benefit to dark summoning that I think sometimes is overlooked a lot more than it should be. I did some spreadsheet math a while back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sir Mir, you might have already done a lot more math than I have. It sounds like you probably are way ahead of the game in a lot of this stuff than I am. But as I look back at some of this stuff, I think that I can get from a level 1 fresh new hero to level 10 in 109 days, or just over 3 months. Is that what you're seeing as well? And the reason that I'm bringing that up right now is because if you summon 2 level 10s together and you can immediately get that level 10 back, that saves you 3 months worth of not only the time, right guys? It doesn't just save you the time, but it saves you all of the fees of the transactions that you would have to be doing for all of those quests as well. I mean, yes, sure, you have to pay crystals and maybe attunement crystals and some normal crystal if you're trying to level them back up to 10, as you would normally have to pay to level them up. But you're saving all of the time and the expense of going and sending them onto those quests. Shermir says 3 months to 10? No way, more like 9 to 12 months. Oh, Shermir, does it matter on that whether you are looking at gardening and mining quests versus foraging and fishing quests? So if I took a look, for example, let's redo this. if we took a look at mining quests where I can only do 2 quests a day, then if I'm only doing 2 quests a day, then I am looking at 219 days, right? So that is quite a bit more. That is closer to 7 months or so. But if I'm doing 4 quests a day, I think that's closer to about 3 months. At least what it's over 3 months. It's like 3.5, almost 4 months on that. My math could be a little wrong with that, but I've got some pseudo figures set aside, assuming that we're getting about 150 XP per quest. And that, since I haven't leveled up, since I haven't been tracking the actual XP for each of the higher levels, like levels 7, 8, and 9, and I'm just kind of filling in that I'm assuming they're still going to be getting about 150 XP per quest. That's where I'm making my assumptions there. But maybe I could be way off on that. Let's see here. Crystal plus level stat bonus to create pretty powerful offspring. That I have to agree with you there. And yeah, we can reuse stones, which is really good for bringing that hero back in, or maybe bringing a couple of dud heroes back up to something pretty strong. Absolutely. Eduardo says, I'm kind of liking this dumb bought some more jewel. Kind of liking this dumb bought some jewel. Also, Crystal BTC Garden is back at 130%. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, except that you're liking the dump. Is that what you mean? I think you meant you're liking this dump. You bought more jewel and also crystal. Yeah, absolutely. This is a really good buying opportunity right now. And as we look at some of our gardens, absolutely right that some of these gardens now, I think it's maybe because some people are pulling out of things. Maybe they're pulling out of their liquidity and selling a bunch of liquidity and stuff like that. But we've got 130% APR for Crystal BTC. That is so nice looking. Speaking of liquidity pools, guys, our little community account right here, we are in the Crystal ETH pool right now. Should we be getting into a different pool? Should we be selling this? Maybe I'll do a vote with this real soon here. And just say, hey, should we be getting out of Crystal ETH, maybe into something else like Crystal BTC where we can get a higher APR, or maybe we would even want to get into something like Jewel USDC or Jewel BTC, something like that, where we might have a little bit more longer term stability. I'm not sure if Crystal ETH is the best pool to be in anymore at this point. It was several months ago, or many months ago when we first got in here, when Crystal Vale first opened. And that's when we got in here, when Crystal Vale was first opening up. But now there might be other opportunities that might be a little bit better. Should we get into Jewel X Jewel pool? A joke, of course. Let's see here. Oh yes, there you correct to dump. Very good. Sabu says, Sir Mir was just thinking how that's something to look for now in the tavern. Floor and ready to level seems like a value. Yeah, I think that could be something to be looking at, right? A bunch of people are dumping these freshly summoned heroes. They're not leveling them up. But it could save you a lot of time. When I saw the chart for the overall hero levels in the game, I was surprised. Only like 30k heroes are level 10. Oh yeah. So let's take a look at Buttman U's. I think there's something right here, right? Tavern Chad Chronicles. Have y'all seen this? I'm going to drop the link in chat. Buttman U joins us for the morning streams quite often. And we've got some really interesting stuff. Hey, Grady, welcome on in. How you doing? I'm going to catch up in chat in just a minute. But I think he's going to be putting out more regular updates to this. But if you haven't seen this, here's hero data. And I think most of us have probably seen this. And look at how many heroes are over here at level 10, 11, 12, with the numbers of heroes at some of those lower levels, right? It's crazy to see how few of our heroes are level 10 yet, much less, you know, amazingly enough, there are still 35 heroes at level 20. That seems crazy to me, considering that there's only 43, 11, 4, and 3 at these other levels right in here. A lot of heroes are not getting leveled up at all, or they're not getting leveled up very well, right? Coming down here, we can see heroes by rarity. So, of course, most of them are commons, uncommons, and so on. Heroes by profession is listed. Heroes by main class. I think it's very interesting. Shapeshifters are down so low. I have got a Gen0 Seer and a Gen0 Berserker. Gen0s. I should be pumping out babies from those a lot more than I have been. I need to be getting on top of that a little bit more, because if there are so few shapeshifters in the game, I could probably be selling these, especially right now when New Serendale is just around the corner. I think a whole lot of people are going to be interested in buying shapeshifters, probably for higher prices than normal, so they can use that advanced class with the new advanced class of Gen0s that are coming out, and then trying for that new elite as well. So I really need to get on the ball. I'm losing a big opportunity by not summoning with my Berserker and Seer combinations a lot more. I ought to be doing that. So shame on me. Hero subclasses are in here listed as well. Distribution of stats, not too uncommon, but still nothing overly interesting here, but it's still nice to see that we've got this distribution of stats there. And then it talks a bunch about Dark Knights and some stats and professions on that kind of thing as well. How many heroes are uncommon, pirates, for fishing. We've got a Mythic Monk level 20 out there. That's crazy to have a fishing Mythic Monk. And a bunch of other things for forging. The biggest hero looks like this Paladin, level 20, Mythic Paladin. So really cool article that Buttman has put out a while back, not too long ago. When was this? October the 28th. And he says he's going to be putting out quite a bit more sometime soon. He wants to do something with the dark summoning stats as well. And he's just waiting for a week's worth of time to go by. So I think a week's worth of time has gone by. Let me catch up in chat and see what everybody's talking about at the moment. Only temporary selling to help cover summons and cost. 3 months, yep, we talked about that. Can you imagine if the community account won a Gen0? Man, so Sergeant, we'd have to talk definitely about what the community would want to do with that Gen0, right? So that would be amazing if our little community account won a Gen0. I think we might have to set up like a whole other series of possibilities of what to do with that, right? Like, would we want to be summoning on a as quick as we can and selling those and getting those, you know, twice a week gains from selling some heroes? Would we want to be building an army with our community account? You know, what would the goal there be? Would we want to do more reward sharing for all of the participants? I think that would give us a lot more opportunity to do things. I would be ecstatic if our little community account won that. I think it would give it a lot more fun possibilities to do as well. Sort of Fritz says, I've been unsure lately on questing, training profession. What are you guys favoring? Profession ones for eggs, right? I have been preferring myself profession questing, yes. However, it's a little challenging for me right now because I don't necessarily want to split heroes into multiple wallets, and I've got more than like 18 miners. So now I'm starting to send some heroes on gold mining and also on crystal mining, which I hadn't done that before. I don't really have enough locked balance. So even though I started DeFi Kingdoms in April, my locked balances for this stuff is really pretty small, right? If I look at my main account over here, my locked balance over here just dipped below 5,000 not too long ago. And I know that there are some people that have, maybe tens of thousands of locked balance. And so for me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have 18 miners trying to mine this locked balance anymore, right? In which case, profession questing might come into play for some of the things that I'm doing. I don't really think that I want to split this up into another account where, another account that I have as an example, I've got this account over here, which has no locked balance. And I've got a third account that I'm using as a storage, like a bank, I guess. And it also has no locked balance, right? But then that's it. I've got a little bit of crystal and jewel built up here. This is what I've got saved up that's going to go into Serendale. Right, so we're saving a little bit up in this other account here. The main reason for this other account is to have a bank or a storage that I have not given the private keys up for. I think y'all know that when you attach one of these bot services to your account, you've got to give the private keys and there's some risk involved. And so the main account that I've got over here, having a bot, I have given the private keys to get the bot working on this. So I don't really want to have a ton of funds in here, but to play the game, you need a lot of funds in that wallet, right? So it's a little bit of a risk. Sabu says, definitely professions and eggs for them, but I'm thinking of switching a few heroes with 16, 17 level professions now. I would say that could probably be a good thing if you've got that high professions already. Lowtech says, yeah, I've been staying with profession quests. I like trying to get the eggs, absolutely. Crypto Grady's in the house. How you doing, Grady? What is new with you, sir? Are you catching back up? Are you playing back the stream at 1x or 2x the speed? You might not even be hearing what I'm saying right now for another hour. Hey, man, there you are. Yeah, I think I like it better, Grady. I don't know if you care to do stuff, but I think I like it better when you're not listening back at the stuff, because then we can't interact live. And of course, you're talking about the markets. Yeah, we've been looking at the markets all day long. We're hitting lower lows. Bitcoin is crazy down there, right? We're looking at Jewel and Crystal, and they're taking massive plunges right now. Crystal, right now at 17 cents, is lower than it's ever been in its history. Crystal is lower than it's ever been right now, right? Craziness going on here. Jewel, also pretty dang low right now at 17 cents. This is a fantastic buying opportunity. The fact that Jewel right now is back to 17 cents, which is the same as Crystal is right now, tells me so much that now is the buying opportunity for Jewel. It's just out the roof. Let's refresh this one more time. I mean, is this even accurate? It is. 16.9 cents for Crystal, and for Jewel, we're at 17.74 cents. Let's invert this pair again back to see Jewel. 17.74 cents for Jewel. Oh my goodness. We all know that Jewel is going to be way more valuable than Crystal, so the fact that they're almost in parity again is insanity to me. Should I jump on? If you want to, You don't have to. I don't want to put you under any pressure if you're doing stuff, but I'll jump into the lobby just in case you want to join in. If you want to hang out a little bit. Let's see. But yeah, markets are crazy right now. Just insane. Samir says, I did one dark summon with level 7 monk and a pirate. Both commons hit a rare foraging ninja that I used a deck stone on. Fire. Wow, Sir Mir, you are rocking that. Nice.
Hey, rock.
Yo, Grady.
I was just about to go live. I was just chatting with, I've been trying to, man, I was up all night again, I was been on this voyage to try to find all my crypto that's in like 50 different.
Wow.
But so what I think is going to happen is everyone unlocked their Solana, okay, including me, which I didn't even realize I had already unlocked it. Man, I was wanting to sell it the other night when it was still at like $28. That's like, dang, but I realized last night, whoa, it was just, I was having problems with one of my wallets and it was already unlocked. So like, but
let me jump in just for just a minute, Grady. So I'm looking at a article right now that says that 54 million Solana will be unlocked at the end of Epoch 370. It's on November the 10th, and that means actually tonight at 2:30 a.m. my time central.
Yes. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
Way to be precise. Wow. I think some of that's probably already starting because it takes 3 days to unlock with Solana.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I had a lot of mine in a different spot that took 5 days, and so I'm just screwed. Like my FTT token, and it's like I still got another couple days because everyone started unlocking Sunday when we started hearing all this. Okay, and then we were kind of thinking probably FUD, but then the worst happened. So the scare was with Alameda Research. This is still trickling down from Luna.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so with now that FTT token couldn't hold its peg or couldn't hold like the $22 mark, then we just basically saw a free fall.
Yeah.
And so it looks like I wanted to follow up with you also. Okay, so to finish that thought before we get to that next thought, because I'm Mr. Rabbit Trails, is
same here.
I think that's going to continue to cause the entire market to crash as Solana keeps crashing.
Yes.
So we'll probably see I was guessing the other day maybe a $14,000 Bitcoin if all this happens, like if the worst happens. But even potentially a $12,000 Bitcoin, or even maybe a 10. I'd be surprised if we got that low. 10K. But if 14, I'm thinking is a pretty likely bet. So it's not a bad idea. If you're going to dollar cost average in right now, it's not horrible, but I would only do it with a tiny little bit because you're probably going to see a little bit lower jewel and crystal.
Yeah, I agree.
And okay, so then to the next thought of I couldn't find anywhere where CZ is bailed on the deal, but you mentioned maybe you had heard that last night.
Yeah, so what I got, someone sent a tweet. I'll pull it up on the screen right now there, and I'll drop it into chat in case anyone wants to actually look at the link themselves. And you might want to pull it up on your stream if you're going to stream a little bit later. So this is the latest news that I've seen, but this was at 9:30 this morning. There could be new news. It's newer than this right here, but it says that Binance is unlikely to go through with its proposed rescue of FTX after glancing at crypto exchange books, according to a person familiar with the matter. So it doesn't look like it's off the table yet for sure, but
Okay.
it's highly unlikely. So my guess is the answer is going to be they're not going to go through with it because they're going to realize that the books are totally messed up, right?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
my
okay.
thought.
So CZ tweeted, are you able to check? I could check even now too. CZ tweeted earlier that he told all of his staff and that they're not selling any FTT token. And Binance staff is not selling.
Here it is. Here it is right here.
Okay.
2 hours ago, as a result of the corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigation, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX. I will drop that in the chat right here for you. This tweet is the one that you want.
God.
There you go. That's the tweet right there.
Okay. That's terrible.
Yep. That's it.
So, and I have still quite a bit in Voyager, and FTX had purchased Voyager, so we are just absolutely effed. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. So at 10K Bitcoin.
Yeah, is that your prediction?
It's not necessarily. I think that we're going to get down to 12K is almost a certainty. To get down to 10K is going to be rough. It's going to be a challenge, but let me point out a little something else with this, wherever this thing was here, for the Solana stuff. Solana unlock is going to be huge. You know that already, but it's about $1 billion worth of Solana. And since the market is crashing so much right now anyway, that when that stuff unlocks, don't you think that a huge amount of people are going to say, hey, this market is terrible. I'm going to guess that a lot of other people are going to dump this as quick as they can. I better dump on this as much as I can too. Don't you think that's going to be the attitude? How many people do you really think are going to say, oh man, it's already down 40%. I need to hold right now?
Well, so anyone that went through the previous bear market, at that point, if it's already down that far, if Bitcoin already is down to 10, especially, or even 12, you're going to have a lot of people at that point that are just like, screw it, I'm going to keep holding. But then, of course, because most of your retail people are already out of the market, the people that have stayed are your stronger hands, like longer term holders, wallets. So I think at some point we're going to find the bottom, and then there's going to be heavy buy pressure again. And I would think that would be the 12,000. It might even be the $14,000 mark.
We're so close to 14 already, though, man.
I know, isn't that crazy? But maybe the 10. So
my thinking is that we're going to get down to 12K or maybe 14K without any of the Solana stuff happening. And so what I think is going to happen is, as soon as Solana starts to, I don't think we can get down to 10K without all the Solana, and when I say all, I don't necessarily mean 100%, but I don't think we can get down to 10K with Solana people not dumping. So it's not that they're going to see it at 10K and they're going to say, oh, let's dump. They're going to see it at like 12 or 13K, and then their dump will cause the next thing down to 10K. That's what I'm thinking.
And I think that's already priced in. So when the 3 a.m. or whatever time you said, when the epoch hits,
2:30 my time.
That's what I'm thinking. What will push Bitcoin down to 14, maybe 12. That would be insane if it hit 10. So I think we still see a steady drop. So I think, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go. So
I have got a suspicion that as more news comes out about how much is actually in Solana and the fact that it's going to be unlocked, and the news in general, that news likes to bring up FUD, right? And when we say FUD, we don't mean lies, we just mean fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so the news loves fear, and news loves uncertainty and doubt, and just harping on all this negative stuff. So I think that as the news, more news outlets, maybe not even crypto news, but even mainstream news, talks and sees how massive of a dump crypto has taken today, and then they're going, some of them are going to do enough investigation to point out that we've got this Solana unlocking happening tonight as well. And that the reporting of that alone is going to freak out a lot more people. Like, I am much more concerned about the major news medias pumping out all this bad news, that alone will bring it down. So that makes me much more skeptical about what I want to do. I might even suggest, hey, sell a little bit now. If you've got some Bitcoin, sell some, wait a day, and buy back at lower. I can't see that not being a thing at this point. Right? Which case,
I mean, that's what I've told a few people. Be ready to buy back. But I was scrambling all night, trying to sell. I sold quite a bit of the stuff that I could find to sell. And that's a big deal with CZ bailing. Like, I would have guessed that they would have sorted that out already.
Well, so they did. I mean, that's what the tweet is about. They sorted it out, and now,
I mean, when they first made the deal, I would have thought they would have sorted out over the phone, or whatever. But I guess so. Sam Bankman-Fried might be subject to criminal investigation stuff.
Possibly.
It's because it sounds like he wasn't above board with FTX.
Right.
Which is just unbelievable.
So it sounds like here from this tweet that when you talk about mishandling customer funds, alleged U.S. agency investigations, this type of thing. I mean, and the fact that they said due diligence going over the books and stuff, that this looks bad.
And I thought Voyager it just blew my mind that they literally just took our funds and lent it out so irresponsibly with zero backing. To Three Arrows Capital. $600 million of our money. With no collateral was lent out to them. And I just remember thinking Voyager was totally above board.
Right.
Totally solid with the government. And I was obviously terribly wrong. And I wrecked a lot of people that were in Voyager. And that was also part of what just messed me up. Mentally. This really wrecked my ex-wife too, all of it. And fortunately we got all our stuff. Me and her both kind of had our last remaining bit on FTX, and we got it all off.
Ooh, thank goodness. Wow.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's time to try to start selling the house. So that's what happens, is that people go broke.
Oh man.
And they try to sell everything, and even now the real estate is going to keep crashing down. Right. Things like that. And
it's not a good time to be selling stuff in general.
No. So
well, I'm glad that y'all got your stuff out of there, because that
I was able to. I had what was once worth $50,000 worth of Solana, at some point, that I was able to sell last night for $1,500 or $1,600.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I know. Wow.
But better that than zero too. So
because Solana, because Solana isn't actually tied to FTX.
That's true.
At all.
That's true.
So after this mega crash we're fixing to see with Solana, who knows? Like, okay, right now Solana's at $13. What do we think? Like, is that going to go down to like $2 or $1? Maybe.
So here's my.
That might be a good buying opportunity.
Oh, man.
At $1. Like, what's our game plan here? So definitely with Crystal and Jewel, probably tonight, late, like in the morning, like early morning, I might be looking to start buying some Jewel and Crystal. And when I say that, I mean, because yet last night I didn't sell a ton, but some of my Crystal and Jewel, I was dollar cost averaging in, but then after you messaged me, I was like, oh, SHIT, and I just went and kind of sold back out of my liquid Jewel and Crystal. I left my Jewel USDC pool alone because that's kind of the point of that pool, is if it dumps, right, it's kind of buying the dip, so to speak. So I just left that alone. But a lot of my, which I didn't have a ton, like a couple thousand of my liquid Jewel and Crystal I sold, and then I did actually already rebuy a little bit, but I'm not rebuying right now. I'm gonna wait until it dips further.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah. So that sounds really interesting, and I should have done that yesterday myself. I really didn't suspect that it was going to be this massive of a thing that's happening. For
well, and it's because Alameda Research is owned. It's basically Sam Bankman-Fried is Alameda Research, and we knew that even with Binance buying FTX,
yes,
okay, they weren't buying Alameda Research. So what that was gonna be was like $10 billion dumped on the market.
Right.
And that's when I also started selling, like more aggressively, trying to find stuff to sell last night.
Yep.
And like very begrudgingly, I'm like a little bit still like trauma kicking back in from the past, because going like things like Bancor, I can't even access still.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a lot of even the platforms that I was on, I didn't even realize, because I've just put my head in my sand and put my head in the sand for the last 3 months or the last 6 months now, I guess, because of all the stuff happening. And then I go back to find all this stuff, and some of it had already been hacked. Some of it had already like gone to zero that I didn't even know about. There was some other hacking that I didn't even know about. And some of the protocols that I was in.
Yep.
It was down. I'm like selling $100 here, $100 there. That was once worth thousands of dollars. It's just like traumatizing.
That is very traumatizing. I've like, you know my story a little bit. I'm not going to go into full details of it all again right now, but I've been in Bitcoin since 2013 and have been through many bear markets and traumatizing events. Like Mount Gox was my first traumatizing event, when Mount Gox went under, and it was just...
You were in Gox?
Yeah,
dang. So I didn't realize you've been in that long. That happened before I got in.
Yeah. So
crypto.
I actually was very, very lucky, and Mount Gox was my very first exchange to try to get into after opening an account with Coinbase. And then, of course, I was also going to meetups here locally, and I was buying Bitcoin from, people face to face and stuff. And so anyway, I said, I was hearing all these things with these Bitcoin meetup people about, Mount Gox being really good, and how you can make so much more money doing trades on there than anywhere else. And so I was getting into Mount Gox, but I think a week after I got my money into Mount Gox, that's when we started to hear some bad things. It's like I had just got in, and I was already hearing some bad things, and I was like, uh-oh, this doesn't really sound good. And I had a couple of my friends, suggest that, hey, we ought to get our money out now. And so I did whatever I needed to do to make the withdrawal, and there was some kind of delay in the withdrawal. I forget exactly what it was. Maybe it was, you can only take out so much money at a time, and Mt. Gox was already starting to have problems, and so there was like a 3-day delay or a 4-day delay in my withdrawal, and I was like, oh man, this is really not good. But somehow my funds, which wasn't much, I think it was only about $2,000 at the time. Of course, this was $2,000 worth of $100 Bitcoin. I was buying Bitcoin at $100 back then. And
wow.
yeah, so
I didn't know you've been in that long. Wow.
Yeah. So
I know Mt. Gox this year, wasn't some of that supposed to come back to you? Did that ever come back? Or
No.
What's the latest there?
I was able to get it out. I was able to squeak out and got everything out. And then like 2 days later, some of my friends were reporting that their transactions were stuck and they weren't getting anything out. So I just barely squeaked out of that one with my $2,000. But and then of course
Did you hold it?
Do what? Do what?
Did you hold the Bitcoin or no?
I did. Well, yes and no. So I was still trying to make money. I was still trying to do stuff. So there were other exchanges that I got into, and I was doing buy and sold. And Bitfinex was one of the ones that I was doing lending trades on for a while, and I made some good money there. But at one point in 2014, I guess, after we saw my first big crash at the end of 2013 and early 2014, when it went from $100 to $1,200. That was that first big jump that I was in on, and I was like, wow, this is great. And then of course it drops back from $1,200 to $800 within that next month, and I'm like, this isn't good. And I realized, again, I'm going to these meetups and I'm heavily involved in crypto at that time, and a lot of my friends have been doing crypto for at least a couple of years in that meetup, and they had a bunch more experience than I did, and they were like, hey, this might not be a good time to, maybe we ought to think about pulling out some. And I was like, yeah, I agree. I was looking at what they were talking about as well, and I've been doing stock market stuff in the past too, so I wasn't new to looking at charts and looking at how trends are going to happen in stock market and other exchanges. And so anyway, I was like, yeah, it drops from 1,200 to 800. And certainly there was a lot of bad news at that time as well. And so I was like, yep, sounds like a good time to pull out. I'm going to sit on the sidelines for a little bit and I'm going to wait. And I'm glad I did. So I did get out at $800 as it continued to crash down to 600 and then 400 and then 200 was the lowest that it got. And I was like, wow, I'm so glad I got out at 8. But then there was a long time period between 2014 until about 2016 or so. And I had forgotten that I was at that time, I had money in in Bitfinex. And
Bitfinex, man.
Yep. And so what happened was around 2016 or so, when Bitcoin started to shoot up again, I hadn't even logged into my Bitfinex account for like a year. I just forgotten about it. And then I got back in there as Bitcoin started to rise back up, and I was like, oh man, I need to check out, the value of my Bitcoin now. And I get in there and I don't own any Bitcoin. I had moved it over to, it wasn't USDC, but it was some kind of USD valued, unstaked, untokenized value at the time in Bitfinex. And so it was really just USD stuff. And I was like, oh man, I totally missed that. I did end up getting back in and buying some more crypto at that time, but it had already gone up to like maybe 1,800 or 2,000 or something like that at the time, which is still much better than it is today. But anyway, with a whole series of that type of thing happening, I'm not a millionaire yet.
Yeah. Wow. So Ben, what's that? Yeah.
But if I would have held on, so at one point I owned 201 Bitcoin. I remember that because I was kind of proud of, just being over 200. And so at one point I did own 201, but that was a long time ago and a lot's happened since then. So
yeah. So we have TuneFed. I'm curious, 3 Arrows Degens take in the battles along the way, we will prevail. So tell us more, TuneFeed. So are you a 3 Arrows capital Degen? That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know
Because
much about that.
That seems like the most vulnerable, where that, like, I think they're going to be forced to sell. They've got a lot of FTT token, and that was like the reason why I was really getting out.
Yeah.
No, not Three Arrows Capital. Oh, okay. I was referring to Arrows in general. Okay.
Yeah.
That we take as crypto G-Gens. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Got some arrows to the chest.
So here's the game plan.
Yes.
So we're gonna wait for Bitcoin to dip below 14 grand maybe and start. If we have, hopefully we have money on the side.
Yes.
You know, if we don't have money on the side, don't be crazy, but start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, and Polygon, and Jewel and Crystal. Yeah. And I think that's all I'm going to mess with right now.
Yes. Yeah. I'm looking at a $15,800 Bitcoin right now. And I think what I might do, not with all of my crypto, but I think I actually might sell some. I don't think I'm going to sell any Jewel or Crystal, probably, because I'm not
You've
sure.
already missed most of it.
Yeah.
I think I've missed most of the dump. Yeah.
Right. But I have a few other things on the side that I might go ahead and sell, because I do think that we're at least going to get down to 1,400 Bitcoin is my thinking.
14,000.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure that as long as the news media can pump out a bunch of FUD, and to be honest, I'm kind of hoping they do, to be honest, because if I do sell some of this stuff on the side to get some more cash, USD value, then I want to be able to buy back in at 12,000 or 10,000. So the more FUD that they can pump out, which I'm expecting that would happen, the better I think I'll be when I buy back in down there.
Yeah. And the hard part is finding the bottom. Another coin I might throw in that mix would be Cosmos, but that will trail back a little further, so you'll have more time. But so it's hard to find the bottom of these things. But when the bottom hits, it generally spikes up quick, so it doesn't bottom very long.
Right. What would really be good to get around that, the only thing that I know to do right now, unfortunately, I don't know about any DeFi protocols or places where you can put in like a limit order or something, but to put something in an exchange like Binance or something like that, and then set to have a buy order when it gets down to 10K. In fact, what you might do is you might stagger some buy orders, like maybe a third of your money you'd buy back in at 14K, a third you'd buy in at 12K, a third you'd buy in at 10K, that type of thing. And then that way, when it spikes down, you can grab it. Or if you're feeling a lot better that it is going to get down below 12 and below, you might not even put in the buy order at 14. You might just say, well, let's hold that off. But I really do think that a big buy order should be in like around 10,100 or something like that. You don't want it right at 10,000, right? Because it might not actually get to 10,000 exactly. So you want it a little bit off of that. Maybe even I would say don't be too greedy and set it at 10,500 just to not be overly greedy. But I would say put in a big automatic buy order right in there. And maybe even something at 11,000, maybe something at 11,500 could be really good opportunities to snack up something.
All good buy targets, and you won't be sad.
No, you won't.
This will be like an opportunity to be a whole coiner.
Oh yeah,
we got some shout outs to Cosmos from TuneFeed and Low Tech Plays, and Sargent said, the House of Cards is starting to fall, and that all of this stems back to Luna. And another few coins that just hit me you could add in there would be Chainlink, Avalanche, maybe Polkadot, to look at as well. That
are you talking about coins to sell out of right now and buy back later?
No, I'm talking about coins to target. So it's good to kind of trim down the portfolio at times. But now I don't know if you want to be doing much trimming down.
Yeah.
You better do it quick, because you're already lost so much value. You're selling at a bottom if you're selling right now.
Right.
But coins that would be on my radar to look at dollar cost averaging into: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin. Those three especially. You could throw in Polygon, Chainlink, Avalanche, Cosmos.
Yeah.
And maybe Polkadot.
Yeah.
As potential like long-term winners.
I don't know a whole lot about the others, but Polygon I would definitely say would be a good one.
Yeah.
I was even looking at Sand token. I know that you probably haven't done a lot of research into Sand, but Sand just really took a dive today, like everything else has. But it's down to 56 cents right now, which is crazy low for it. So
yeah, that's crazy low. So especially in your case, because you're so familiar with the ecosystem.
I am.
Yeah, you caused me. I haven't touched my sandbox. It's still in there. I need to look at it, see what it's doing. But can you buy Sandbox on Binance.us? Do you know?
I think you might be able to. It's just called Sand, right? S-A-N-D.
Yeah.
And so you can look. It is in a lot of places. But if you can't buy it there, you can certainly buy it on most any DeFi exchange. Like Uniswap and all that stuff. Yeah.
So Mookie, I crushed it with Elrond. I did really well with Elrond. And then I was trying to use the protocol, and it just didn't work well. It wasn't easy. And so I got mostly out, but I still, I had one Elrond token sitting on Binance, and I sold it. So it's just caused me to not be so sure about Elrond, because when their protocols don't work very well, and that they did a big update to their, like Minier wallet or whatever. And I still have like an Elrond token on that, now that I think of it. I haven't even looked at it in forever. And so I wish I would have gotten out of my Cardano. I still kind of have the bag sitting on there. But I don't, when you see these protocols not working well, I know it's still early with a lot of them, but they had a lot of time to get their protocol working, and then it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like, that's when I get out.
Yeah.
before it dumps, but sometimes they rebound. You just need to give the team a little more time to develop. But
sure,
that one I just got out because they had, after a lot of time had gone by, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. People BTFDing Jewel. What does he mean by that? Tune feed?
Let's see. In chat. People BTFDing. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that term, actually.
Like
either.
fudding Jewel or something, or dollar cost averaging in?
Buying the dip. Buying the dip.
Oh, buying the dip. Yes. Buying the effing dip.
Yes. Yeah. So as we're looking at Jewel, and I just pulled this up here recently, one of the things, I don't know if you were, my brain misses things sometimes. Did we already talk about Jewel when you jumped on voice, or did we not yet? Because one of the things that I was pointing out a little earlier today was that Crystal is down to 17 cents and Jewel is down to 18 cents. And I do not see a world where Jewel should be in parity with Crystal at this point. And
Sure. Right.
so to have Jewel this low, I think is an amazing buy opportunity, like crazy buy opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But if this happens where Solana dumps Bitcoin, everything's going to dump, including the Jewel.
It could bring all of these down even more. Yeah.
Yeah, it will, because of all the liquidity pairing and stuff. It just brings down the whole ship down lower.
I really go ahead.
Well, just from almost the amount of time since I've been on the stream, Jewel has just gone from like 17 cents back up to 18 cents, like a whole penny.
It has, buying the dip, as TuneFed says.
Yeah. But that might be a temporary.
It is. Yeah. I wouldn't buy right now. So as you and I both were talking about just a few minutes ago, I think after I don't know if it's immediately after 2:30 a.m., right? So at that 2:30 a.m. Central Time, when Solana has the unlocking of this 54 million Sol, and it's, like $1 billion worth of value right here. That happens at 2:30 in the morning. And I don't think, even though I do feel that at that time immediately we're going to see a lot of people dumping it, I don't think we're going to see a majority of that until the U.S. population wakes up that next morning, tomorrow morning. And then when they start waking up, that's when they're going to dump. So I would say my personal plan is I'm going to hold off buying until, or at least looking or considering buying. I'm not even going to consider buying until tomorrow at least 5 a.m. my time. And then I'll look and I'll see what things look like. And then I'll start considering if that's when I want to buy or if I want to wait another 6 or 12 or 24 hours at that point.
Yeah. Because this is going to have quite a negative residual effect that's going to happen for months down the road.
Yeah.
With Three Arrows Capital, or Alameda Research, I mean. This is gonna be like a house of cards for a while, I think.
Yeah. Looks like
I heard someone say that they thought Tom Brady had like millions upon multiple hundreds of millions of dollars on FTX. Wow. Like even stuff like that.
Wow.
You had so I think crypto.com's okay, but they did have $10 million on FTX. But not of users' funds. That was their own personal funds. But I'm like, still like, man, get out of. The only exchange right now I trust, or the only platform, would be Binance.us, and maybe Coinbase, maybe crypto.com, but man.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I want to say a shout out to Mookie and Mystical Meows, who both have recently said that they need to head out, and goodbye for the evening.
Okay.
So see y'all later.
See you guys.
Which also means, Grady, were you about to do a stream yourself soon? Should we wrap up this one?
I need to run to the store. So I was gonna do an interview with Crypto Baby H and the Unity Guild, but we pressed pause on that because, for one, she's had a real stressful, busy day at work, just aside from crypto, and then with all this crypto stuff. So it's like, okay, we'll do it next week, and I'll just do a live stream and basically talk through the stuff we just did.
Oh, wow.
Kind of read a lot of that. So, yeah, I trust nobody. Dex for life. Yes, Sir Mer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of these tokens we can buy on a DEX, even though, like I said, does anyone know a DEX out there where you can set up a limit order to buy once we get down to a certain price point?
I think they're out there now, but I don't know how easy it is and how it works.
Yeah.
Big question here that I wanted to bring up too. Sargent said, "Is Binance getting too big?" So, what a lot of the YouTubers are saying was that CZ had this master plan to tank FTX and then buy them out because he's their competitor, stuff like that. Yeah. I don't think that's true at all. So zero truth behind it. see, this goes way back to all the stuff with Sam Bankman-Fried first being in bed with the USDC. So here's one little concern too, is USDC I don't trust anymore. Because
Really?
yes, like
Why?
at all. Because man, you could go back and watch a video from a few weeks ago that Coin Bureau did on USDC. It's kind of scary.
Really? Because I usually watch all of his videos.
Yeah, they're so in bed with the government, and they're maybe going to try and do a CBDC with USDC with the government, kind of make it the government coin.
I have heard that, but go ahead.
And then he also goes into depth about how they're functioning. And it's just like, so that was when CZ said no more USDC pairs in Binance.
Interesting.
So he had the balls to actually cut off USDC for pairs, like trading pairs. And then also CZ pushed back like everyone did about Sam Bankman-Fried's regulation stuff. Like he was so in bed with the government and really trying to inhibit decentralization from happening at all, almost. And also making it hard for the other exchanges, like positioning himself with the government so that FTX could thrive and then make it hard for everyone else. And CZ called him out. So this like goes way back. So finally, CZ says, hey, we have all this FTX token, all this FTT. We're going to sell over the span of multiple months. He's just being transparent. He came clean about it. And so the accusation, because I think he was wanting to distance himself from all of that from months ago.
Yeah.
Even. But now everyone's like accusing him of being like this master plan to purposefully take down FTX, so that he can even make more money. So if you look at CZ's history, he's only ever been awesome. Like he's only ever been like a servant to the space. And then that goes for other even crypto exchanges. And always does right by the people. So
just seems to be a good guy all around. Yeah,
absolute. Like he is the bomb. And so, but what he deals with is that he's always the enemy. He's always the villain. Even at one point, there was 20 different governments.
Oh my goodness.
That were litigating him.
Wow.
And I think a lot of that is still there. So I don't even know if he can come to the United States even, because the SEC has been trying to pin him down.
That's crazy.
And he's just like, he'll just take on the governments. He doesn't even care. That's why he's just got, the man has some cojones.
Absolutely.
He'll just take it head on. Because he always does what's right by the people. So he's got nothing to fear.
Yeah. I think Sargent has an interesting thing in here. Any thoughts on how BlackRock might play into all this, as we're talking about like conspiracy theories and government control and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, BlackRock is another one that I don't trust at all. There's no telling if they're even possibly behind stuff like this. Like I think they might have even been behind a lot of what happened with Luna. Possibly somebody has set all this in motion.
Yeah,
I think it's tied to the government. It's tied to the banks, and BlackRock is very tied to the banks and the powers that be.
Yeah, I definitely don't trust the government to not be doing things. I just don't see a lot of evidence on this specific stuff. Not saying that there couldn't be some, absolutely. Right. But I guess, I'm just not sure. I would say it is.
Yeah. And that's, so for the first time almost in the history of banking, where banks actually threatened with Luna, because true blue decentralized banking was happening, and it was growing so fast, and it definitely got their attention that when UST grew from 1 billion to 20 billion in just a matter of a month or two or a few months, and all that money is pouring out of the banks.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and Do Kwon was arrogant about it even. And so like in South Korea, people, and it was coming here to the States, and I was like, yeah, right. They're not, the banks are going to shut that down. But in South Korea, you could get a debit card, and you had your Terra Station wallet, and literally did not need the banks. Pure decentralization of your money, completely bypassing the banks.
Nice. Yeah.
And so I just didn't realize that the banks were that Gestapo.
Yeah.
So I just 100% put it on the banks, somehow tied to the banks and the powers that be that are very much tied with the government and your Nancy Pelosi's of the world.
Yep.
And so
I really agree with you, man, on a lot of things. I think that you've got a lot of very important people, very powerful people, very rich people. And I think all of us would agree that if you are in power, if you are the top dog or in that community right there, you do not want to lose power, and you will fight and claw and whatever you need to do your way to stay in that position of power. And if something like DeFi or crypto comes along to threaten that and your position, I think that think that there could be a lot of things that happen. Yeah.
Yes. And what I think will happen is whenever the banks are ready, the powers that be, they're going to make the dollar obsolete and replace the dollar, but not until they're ready. So until they can position themselves to do that, and basically, again, it's just going to hurt the small guy, but then they're going to position themselves to be the heroes to swoop in and be the savior when they're actually the ones that cause the problems with printing all the money, the Fed, all of it is just like so corrupt.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's just caused me to completely lose faith.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that.
Right.
I have some ideas, but I don't want to talk about those right now.
Yeah. Right. I almost like started a militia because it goes deeper than that. And so even with decentralization, it's the danger is, they can just shut it down if they want to. Like they can figure out a way to either attack it, attack the protocol, or shut it down, or regulate against it, or do something.
Yeah.
Or like at their mercy. So as long as you're sort of small and under the radar, no big deal. But when you start getting to the levels that Luna was getting on, that's when they'll come at you.
Right.
So there's so many bad actors in the space. We deal with the corrupt. We deal with that as a threat and a risk. Then we deal with all the hacking.
Yes. Right.
Okay. Which is like equally as disturbing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I lost $10,000. It was one of my very first weeks, I think, in the DeFi space. This was late last year. I just found, NFTs and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, hey, I need to get involved in something. And I was looking into how to get money from this wallet that I had money in for a few years. And I was trying to get crypto over into something. And I think I was actually looking at Townstar as one of the very first things I was trying to get money moved into. This was like in September of last year, I guess, or something like that. It was even before I got into Sandbox. And so I was like, hey, how can I get money in from my wallet into this? And it looked like I needed to do something through Uniswap. And Uniswap looked like it was going to be a good thing for me to swap out different coin types and and whatever. And so I installed MetaMask on my, I'm sorry, not Meta, yeah. So I made MetaMask on my computer, and then I used Uniswap there to transfer some funds on my computer. But I also have a phone app that's been holding a lot, I say a lot, $10,000 worth of crypto on this phone app for a few years. And I'm like, now's the time to get this out of there. And so I said, hey, I need to install Uniswap on my phone as well, because I just used it on the computer. So I pulled up, Google Play Store, and here's, Uniswap in there. And I downloaded Uniswap, and I transferred like $10,000 worth of this value to an account. And I was like, man, it's always nervous. I'm always nervous when I'm transferring money and bridging it across. And I was like, man, how long is this going to take? And then after a little bit more time, it's been 2 hours now. I'm like, I don't know if it should be taking 2 hours. What's going on here?
And you got scammed.
I did. So apparently there was, and there had been many of these things, but apparently right at that moment, there was a Uniswap fake account on the phone app. I went into Uniswap's Discord, and I got support on their Discord channel. I said, hey, I just installed your phone app, and I transferred some money and it hasn't shown up yet. Is there a way to look into it? And the person said, we don't have a phone app.
Oh my gosh.
We don't have a phone app. And I'm like, dude, it's in the Google Play Store. It's in the Play Store approved. No, we don't have a phone app. So this Uniswap phone app that looked, all the graphics and everything looked exactly like Uniswap. The little unicorn, the little white unicorn on the pink, and all this kind of, it looked exactly like it, of course. And so it even had like 10,000 votes or 10,000 downloads. It had a lot of downloads, and it had a bunch of positive reviews. So I even, before I installed it, I went and I looked at there were positive reviews about it, and I didn't really see any negative reviews. I might have seen one negative review, but you have one negative review on anything, And so I looked at that. It looked like it had a bunch of downloads and a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, it looks legit. But nope.
Yeah.
It was not legit.
What the heck?
Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah, there would have been no way for me to know, because it's in the Google Play Store, and I'm feel pretty safe about that. But absolutely. No.
Yeah.
So anyway,
who's this Lowtech Plays DFK?
So
who's that?
Yeah,
I just subscribed to his channel. I didn't know about him.
Lowtech has been in my channel for a while now. Hey, Lowtech. He's chatting here. Okay. I don't really know much about him.
I think I'm his third subscriber.
Oh wow.
He's got some DeFi Kingdoms content on his channel here.
Lowtech, do I need to look you up? I think I'm probably already subscribed, but maybe not.
That's cool. I'll check it out. We got some new people popping up, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a couple other channels that I wanted to watch. Maybe I saw on your Discord or something of people trying to get a channel going. So I'm always game to have people on the channel as well.
Yeah.
To talk about their channel. Like Zabu, for example. He's
absolutely
got some stuff he's doing.
It looks like I am already subscribed to Lowtech already, but hey, I'll drop the channel link in there again. I always like to promote DFK people.
Yeah, baby. Lowtech Plays DFK. I'm excited to check out that channel, man.
Yeah, it looks like I have not seen a couple of the videos. I've seen a few, but I haven't seen some of the latest ones. So I'm gonna have to do that when we get off stream here.
Yeah. Well, anything else? So I think to circle back to CZ, I don't think he's trying to even be some monopoly, but it just, that happened because everything in the world always sucks. Everything everywhere always sucks. So when something's awesome, that's what happens. You just become the biggest and the best. Even though everything's always against Binance and CZ, they just keep kicking ass.
Absolutely.
And so I think, if anyone were to become a monopoly, it would be CZ even though I'm against that 100%. But CZ would help other people start their own exchanges. Even, I mean, he even did that with FTX.
Yeah,
he was an initial investor in the project. So
yeah. Hey, look, we got Ogre Abroad in the chat. Hey, Ogre.
Baby. Ogre in the house.
That's
nice.
I feel blessed.
And Zabu, who's doing stuff.
Zabu's doing some good stuff as well. Zabu is a regular here, though. Zabu is here in the mornings on the Twitch streams, and Zabu's just all over the place. So, but Ogre Abroad, thanks for dropping by. Absolutely.
I know, Ogre, baby. Hey, maybe I was going to have Crypto Baby H and is it Spiky or somebody on today, but we pushed it back next week. You can jump on with us, Ogre. You can always come on anytime, by the way. I love it, man.
So Grady, are you about to, I know you said you were going to run to the store, and Ogre, you are welcome anytime. In fact, any of y'all, I always have my Discord open. It's the Atlantis Discord. You can always jump in. We're hanging out here. If anyone ever wants to jump in, feel free. But before y'all do that, I would love to see more interaction with Ogre. But Grady, were you about to go to the store, and then were you going to be streaming anyway? I know that
I'll be streaming later on.
Okay, you're going to be streaming later on. All right.
Yeah.
Because it's
kind of going through a lot of what we went through already.
Yeah. It's a little late for me, so I've been trying to kind of wrap up stream. And I would love to have Ogre. Ogre, you're going to have to come back a little bit earlier if possible. I don't know what your time, what you're doing in the earlier parts of the day. I know that you'd been, talking about maybe needing to get back to a normal job because of all the stuff going on with your crypto massive story, I guess.
Yes.
But... we need to see more of you around here, Ogre, if that's possible.
Yeah, Ogre, I hope you're doing all right with this crash. I mean, I relived the trauma trying to go through and find all my crypto that's all over the freaking place, and realizing that a lot of it has already gone to zero, or I can't get, or it's down 99.9%, or just all kinds of crap. I hope he wasn't too much into Solana.
Man.
Oh man, I know he's into Near, so that's another interesting one, is Near protocol.
Yeah.
So okay.
Man.
I think you went to Near. Okay. Yeah. Love you.
I think, love you too, Grady. I really appreciate whenever you do get an opportunity to drop by the streams. Ogre, you're always any of y'all are always welcome, of course, to do all this. But Ogre says fighting against the normal job thing. Definitely need to be around more. Yeah, that's going to be tough too. I'm looking at probably needing to get back to a 9-to-5 job as well, which is going to really hurt my streams.
I got to figure something out eventually. So just in case anybody just came on, Solana, there's going to be at around 3 a.m. Central Time, I think. 2:30. There's about 2:30 Central. Yep. There's going to be 54 million Solana unlocked out of staking, with massive sell pressure, which will probably continue to drive the markets down overall.
Yep.
So that's a lot of what we talked about. So just be careful. Like if you have some money on the side, you might want to wait till tomorrow morning, or wherever you are, depending on the time.
Yep.
So,
I think that's a good strategy there, Crypto Grady.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be on the lookout for your stream a little bit later. So if you can, then I will be there, and I might even be able to jump on a little bit. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll definitely be watching. And see how it goes.
Yeah, so, I'll just go live, be chatting with everyone, and I'll tweet it out.
Awesome.
So at Brady Gamble, I think, is my Twitter.
Absolutely.
At Brady Gamble. So, all right.
All right, man. Woo.
Love you.
Love you too, man.
Love you guys. Hang in there.
Indeed. I'll chat with y'all soon.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
See you later. And as we wrap things up, everybody, we are going to head back to DeFi Kingdoms and jump on those docks and sail away for the night. Guys, this has been another fantastic stream. Grady, thank you so much for popping in. Always appreciate it. And like I said, anybody else that ever wants to jump in on the voice channel, it's always available. Even if I'm not in the lobby at the time, you can say, hey, can I jump on? And I'm always ready for y'all to jump on and do stuff as well. So going to be looking out for Crypto Grady's stream pretty soon. I think all of us already are linked into him at some point. Ogre Abroad, again, like I said, would love to see you around more and chat with you more and see you on more people's streams and get involved. And I don't know how we might be able to help you out with that kind of thing. I know that sometimes things are a little rough and to get organized or stuff like that. But you've been a major pillar of the community, I think, and it just feels really nice to see you around and doing stuff. So appreciate you, man, and everybody else too. All the regulars, 9A, 7A, Low Tech is here a lot. I know TuneFed has been hanging out a whole lot with us lately. Just a bunch of more stuff. I'm seeing Umar a whole lot. Thanks, guys. It really means a lot to me that y'all are here and helping to make the streams more fun and interesting and building the community a lot. So anyway, we will do another 3-hour stream tomorrow morning on Twitch. Remember, we do the morning streams on Twitch, and then we do the afternoon streams on YouTube for 3 hours each. So really, a Worm is another person. I mean, I could just go on the list forever. Thanks for being here so much, guys. Until then, y'all have a safe evening, morning, whatever meridian it is for you. Be careful with the dips that are coming up. And I will talk to y'all later. Rock out.